Hey, what's
There
up? How you doing?
There we go.
What's up there, Pat?
You guys are talking right over the intro. Oh,
No,
no, wait.
no,
Am I an idiot?
You're an idiot.
Yeah, you're an idiot.
I can't hear. I didn't know.
Yeah,
I'm
no.
sorry.
Well,
Once again.
We got it.
Once again.
Don't worry. We got it under control.
Did you guys hear the music?
No,
No.
but we could see the screen.
See,
from
I
over
couldn't
here.
see it.
Yeah.
All right.
Well,
Well,
see, we're smart. We multiple sources.
Also, is there? Oh, I guess there is audio.
I
in the
keep
intro.
saying this that I have 2 weeks off so I can figure that out. I've actually loaded up my.
I was
2
gonna
weeks
say, you're
with
outta
shit
your-
I've
you're
already
outta
done.
your
I
2
don't
weeks.
have 2
Here's
weeks.
here's the thing. Here's the thing.
Here's the thing.
Make a list.
You know, that's not just something I say. A lot of people say
lot of
it.
But you
people
say
say
it a lot.
A lot
Yeah.
of people say it.
You say it the
a lot.
most.
How dare you?
Wait, what's that voice?
Man
Who's
in this
there?
guy.
Just all you gotta
Oh,
do-
Danny's remote tonight, everyone.
Make a list. Actually,
Yeah.
write the shit down. Otherwise, not getting done.
There he is. There's Daniel.
All right.
Hey, what's up, America? How are
Welcome
we?
to episode-
How's it going? So good to be here.
Welcome
Thanks
to
so much for having me. Glad I was able to join.
Welcome
Patty
to
saying
episode 45 of Press Any Key.
Even when Danny's not in studio, you guys still have to talk over each other.
Yeah, well, he does it on purpose
All
because
the
I
time.
told him to. Like, I told him when
100%.
he got brought on. Just
We
that's what you're
discussed
here
this.
for.
That's what
It
he
was
has
part of my
to do.
contract.
Yeah,
Legally.
So, I'm starting to regret it. Either way, yeah. Welcome to this week's episode. We got some fun stuff. Fun stuff like a hurricane.
Yeah.
Hurricane.
How'd you do in that traffic, Mike? You did okay?
It was all right. I
Yeah.
mean, it was like it's rainy and like visibility was kind of rough, but you know.
I like how I heard Cuomo. I don't know what I thought he was gone, but I heard him. He's like, it's a category 1. It's like Sandy. Sandy was category 1. Henry is a category 1. It's like, are you telling us right now this is going to be Sandy level shit?
I'd like no one prepared
Yeah,
for it.
but the problem with Sandy was that it was like they called
Direct
it
hit.
they called it a Superstorm Sandy because not only was it a category 1, but also it was like some weird shit with the moon where the tides were higher, and there was
And Chris
also
Christie turned into a werewolf.
and there was also some other weird like northeastern like weather front that was happening that
Yeah.
made all these storms converge on one place. Remember, stronger than a storm.
We are stronger than the
Yeah.
storm.
Well,
It must have been a really horrible event if people were willing to hug Chris Christie, like in Seaside. You know what I mean?
No, it's a
Chris
full
Christie
full
after
moon
that was
today.
actually, like,
Also,
oh boy.
Chris Christie's out.
Chris Christie's. I was gonna say, I was like, I thought it was something else I read with like that's why all the tides are really
Actually,
bad.
before we get started, I do want to say this. It's actually kind of funny. So an anti-vaxxer hit me up today when I said that we were having a hurricane podcast, and they were like, "It's not even a hurricane, bro." I was like, you know what's crazy is that I believe it is, despite all the empirical data saying the opposite, because that's my belief, and you got to respect that.
And now,
And guess what? You want to know what? The shoe fits. I like that argument.
This is not good. I don't like
You
where
know,
this is going.
I like that. I like how we
We're
could just
treading dangerous hurricane water.
we could just stonewall people
Yeah.
into
right, because this is your belief, and now it's prejudicial
Yeah.
to say
Yeah,
otherwise.
pretty much.
Yeah,
Yeah.
all
Fuck outta
opinions are right.
yes. So this is
Mine is,
hurricane.
but-
I was an idiot that used to say that, by the way. I used to say that and believe that, but no, it's true.
Nah, people got some bad opinions.
Bad take. Well, I actually had to explain that to my mom. She was like, "I'm entitled to my opinion." I was like, "Yeah, but that doesn't mean your opinion is like not shit."
Yeah.
like, you know what I mean? It's like
I'm entitled to watch whatever I want to watch on TV. It doesn't mean like I can watch shit programming. It's the exact same thing.
Yeah.
like this show.
Welcome
There you
to
go.
Press Any Key.
Yeah.
Like and subscribe.
All right. So let's do what we're here to do.
Talk
Call
about
of Duty, everyone! Yay!
here it is, big boy.
So I'm excited. Call of Duty Vanguard was announced this week. They had a gameplay trailer. It's an in-engine trailer that just is showing you different angles of the cinematics that they've already created. However, the guys, this one comes from Sledgehammer Games. So
Yup.
is anyone here familiar with how Call of Duty
Peter
dev
Gabriel,
cycle works? Peter
Sledgehammer.
Gabriel,
Yeah, I'm familiar.
Are you familiar with Call of Duty's like dev cycles and everything?
Relatively, every
Yeah.
other couple years they switch them out.
Well, it's like it used to be a 2-year cycle. It used to be Treyarch and Infinity Ward, and every year they'd have a different one come out on
So
a
they could
2-year dev time.
simultaneously
Yeah, so
work.
they can keep doing ones.
See, those
year
are the
after
two
year.
dev names I know. I don't know
Yeah.
Sledgehammer.
So Sledgehammer Games showed up on this. They used to handle the multiplayer, and they were the company that Doc worked for that made all the maps in Advanced
Right.
Warfare. So they showed up on the scene with their first one, Advanced Warfare, critical commercial success. Everyone liked it. Jonathan. No, what's his name? Kevin Spacey's in it. He plays Jonathan Irons.
Ooh, did not
Yeah.
age well.
I like how Kevin
Can
Spacey
you-
was.
Rough.
Yeah.
Can you kill Kevin Spacey in this game?
I'm not sure. I never played it.
I don't think so.
no,
but he is
you
the
don't-
bad guy.
If he's
Yeah.
a bad guy, you definitely get to kill him.
He's good though. He's not the good guy. He's good. It's Kevin Spacey. He's a good actor, but he's a monster. I'm sorry, but that's the truth. But yeah, it's all good. It's all good. It's all good.
Just
Sledgehammer
reminiscing
games.
for a minute.
Yeah.
I remember the Kevin Spacey days.
The Kevin Spacey years. All right, we should not clip this and not put this on social.
I mean, those are great.
We do not.
Remember when you
approve
could
of anything
enjoy
that
that
he's doing.
actor?
Yeah.
Remember when thinking about him didn't make you
Seven
uncomfortable?
Was one of my favorite movies.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You remember when we watched that movie together?
We watched 7?
Remember that girl that hit that fucking deer with her car? Yeah. Do you remember this? We were in college and an ex-girlfriend of mine hit a deer with her car while we were watching 7, and
I
me
do
and Mike
remember.
Burke were like first responders there on the scene.
I don't remember.
There's
that.
like deer fur all over the fucking headlights and shit. She's like, it just jumped out of nowhere.
But like that's generally what
So,
happens
that's,
with the deer.
that's kind of what they do. I was like, you sounded like the whole hood of your car was smashed up and your windshield
And it
caved
was just
in,
fur.
and there's a deer carcass in the back seat right now. Like, what happened?
The worst part was she's like, "What did you bring Burke for?"
Yeah. She was like,
I'm here to fucking help
She was
you.
like, why did you bring him? And this was when it got to the
You
conversation.
never know when you're gonna need a Burke.
Well,
That's
she
true.
also
Thank
also
you.
accused him of hating women too.
Yeah, very clearly.
So
We're here to set the record straight.
yeah, we're
That's
gonna
not
say
true.
Burke hates no, he actually hates deer.
That's
Dude,
true.
And it's
Deer.
because of that night, and that night changed his perspective. And as he grew as a person, so should you, even though he didn't have to. Anyway,
Just made me out to be like a woman hater.
It was because you were one of the little rascals for so long.
And I can't even defend myself because now I'm defending, like,
yeah, now you're on the back foot.
Now,
this
yeah.
is how they get you.
Oh, you got me.
Yeah,
Pulling
yeah.
a.
This is Burke's last episode, everyone.
It was great being here, guys. Thank you so much.
I guess we got to go through this again. Find a new host.
Damn it, another one bites the dust. At least
But
we don't
Kevin
have-
Spacey is a bad guy.
Yeah, Kevin Spacey's a bad guy. Yeah,
Let's just get that out there.
yeah.
Mike
Let's
Burke
just
is a
get
good
that out
guy.
there. Let's get it. What do you think of Kevin Spacey?
Me? Oh, by the way, I'm here too.
That's right. Jess is here.
Oh, that's
Thank
right.
you, Jess.
Jess is here. So Jess is actually. She said she's in. So
We're all very
There we
happy.
go. There
I
we
would
go.
do. I would do a
In.
drop if I was
Okay.
over there, but I'll just.
Nick's
say,
reaching
you
for
know.
the drop.
yeah, true.
We should have a big, long, like little finger
A
pointer thing to
poker.
like.
Well, I was thinking about getting a pad that we can run out here and at least like keep here or something.
Drill
Like,
a hole in the table.
like just have it
Five
some.
people simultaneously
Well,
dropping.
that's like kind of what I want to avoid, but also at the same time, I think it's best to be in a location where like if somebody is controlling the ride, they
Right.
you know what I mean. So
I would only hit "Here's the thing" over
We know.
and over again. Here's
yeah,
the thing.
yeah, you got to be here
Here's the thing.
first to use the
Here's the
soundboard
thing.
though.
That's
here's
true.
the
And
thing.
that's the fucking
But
thing.
here-
Anyway,
He's
But
gonna
here's the
hack
thing.
the soundboard.
Sledgehammer Games did Call of Duty World War II, and it was like, It was like Call of Duty, but they took back all the features, like all the wall running and shit, because it's World War II. But that inadvertently made the game less fun.
People wall ran in World War II.
Oh yeah, you're right.
I was there.
That's
Wait,
right.
wall running?
Yeah.
What?
COD
It's
had wall running
called-
for
yeah.
a lot. Because Titanfall came out and they introduced wall running and grappling hooks in FPS games, and COD was like, gotta take that shit.
Cool.
And then
All right.
yeah, so not a lot of people like that. And then they got kicked off their last game, and Infinity Ward finished it up, which ended up being Black Ops, I think.
Do you know why they got kicked off?
I'm pretty sure it wasn't shaping up the way that they wanted it
Oh,
to.
okay.
Like Activision wasn't a fan of it. And then now they're coming out with this one. The reason I like this so much more is because one, it's made in the COD Modern Warfare engine, the 2019 one, and that is bar none the best Call of Duty gunplay. Like they used that engine, and then they used the old engine for Black Ops, and now they're going back to this one, and they're going to be using the new engine for everything. That's what they built Warzone in.
Okay.
So that's why it's so
Everybody's loving it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. I like the way that they're setting up the campaign for this one. Obviously, it's going to be a big, diverse campaign. Lots of different characters, lots of what's it called? Multicultural cast, if you will.
There you go.
But here's the deal: this takes place just after World War II, and you go and pick up all of the Nazis that went and fled to different parts of the world. So you're
And
like
you
glowing.
make a
so it's
super group of
Inglorious
Nazis.
Bastards.
Yeah.
You're like a
basically,
detective,
Yeah.
just going after him.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be like, you know, you're in Brazil or you're in like, you know, some like
Argentina.
you know, shit like that.
That's
And-
kind of cool.
Yeah, I like that style of COD. I like when you mix the COD gameplay with like more intimate storytelling. Like that's why the Black Ops games are people like those more than like Modern Warfare, because Modern Warfare is like it's like Michael Bay directed a fucking COD game, whereas the Black Ops games are more subtle, more intimate. You know, the numbers, Mason,
Right.
you know, all that shit.
Yeah, that's the ones like I've played those. I think that's Black Ops 2 might have been like my most recent.
Black Ops 2 was the one that we played at South Lincoln on Papa Chang Bang's Xbox.
What a sentence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was
Yeah.
so much in there that I'm so confused by.
Yeah. That's the one where we did gun game and one in the chamber and like you
Right.
remember that fucking chair that Sunbeam Annan had.
You're really pulling out all the stops.
Yeah. I keep going too.
So, like, how have the stories been for the COD games? Because I know like
Okay,
I'm gonna
so,
say like 90% of people play
obviously-
COD for multiplayer, right? Like,
yeah. I mean, I like the COD campaigns. They're not like amazing literary works of art, but they're not supposed to be. I like when they're more subtle and more nuanced, and that's why I love the Black Ops campaigns. I like the Modern Warfare ones. Like, my favorite mission of all time is all gillied up. Now, I'm sure everybody here, you at least have seen footage of that, right? It's like the guys in the ghillie suits, and they're crawling through Chernobyl, and they have to, like, the terrorists are meeting up to do, like, some handoff in Chernobyl. So you have to venture through Chernobyl with a ghillie suit, like you and your partner, and like stake out this target. It's like a really subdued, slower COD mission, as opposed to like just shoot everything, just anything that moves, it has to die.
Do you have like a Geiger counter or anything?
No, but that's how they, instead of just putting up invisible walls,
They're
it's
like, this is
built into the
irradiated.
environment. So it's like these sections are irradiated, so you need to head this one direction. Whereas like in Call of Duty
God
Modern
of War.
God of War.
in Modern
God of
Warfare,
War.
the Modern Warfare reboot, they had this one mission where it was like 3 different checkpoints, and you can just tackle them any way you want. And everyone's like, "Yeah, more of this, more of this." I'm
Oh, they
sick-
want more open
Yeah.
kind of gameplay like that?
Yeah, because it kind of took on this name called, like, the campaigns were called the corridor shooter, which means, or a twitch shooter, which means you're just moving
just going straight
and
and
like
then-
you're just twitching at like
Yeah.
you know, to different fucking targets, you know, or like, you know, the corridor, because it literally
You're
is
literally
you're just
running
running
through a
down
corridor.
a hallway that may look like a burning street or like a jungle or something. You know what I mean?
But it's just a linear approach,
Yeah.
and like a run and gun.
Whereas
with that,
opposed, Modern Warfare is actually the first game, the reboot that they put out that was about a war that I lived through.
Oh God.
The war in
Modern War.
Yeah, the war in Afghanistan.
That's going
the modern
great.
war.
And yeah, it's funny how this comes up. And all the horrible shit the Americans did, they just blame it on the Russians. They put it in the game. They're like, the Russians did it. That's exactly what they do.
Remember, no Russian.
It's always an easy cop
no
out.
Russian. Dude,
That's a reference.
no
I get.
Russian is a fucking. When AOC did her stream, I saw somebody photoshopped her face cam onto the
Onto
no
the-
Russian mission, and it was fucking hilarious. Hey everyone, welcome to my stream. Dun, 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 dun.
I gotta check that out. That's really funny.
But yeah, look, I like COD. The Warzone element of this is gonna be free. We all have PCs, and you know, I'm looking forward to it. I'm always looking forward to
Will
COD.
zombies be free?
I think, well, that's how it works. Is like you buy COD comes in like a triple package now. So you pay $60 for the game, and you usually get multiplayer, single player, and zombies or Spec Ops. This one, I believe, is a zombies one.
this has zombies for Vanguard,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Modern Warfare did not have zombies. Black Ops did have. Yeah, so this has zombies. This
Yeah.
is a zombies rotation, but this is also going to have Warzone, and I believe it said they're going to start experimenting with other game modes too. So, which I'm all for.
It'd be nice if it wasn't the same game every time.
FIFA 2022.
FIFA 2022. I mean, I get like the argument around like COD being like the same thing like over and over again.
Right.
But I think what I think like what we need to remember about COD is that like COD also is one of those games that came out and changed a whole genre. Like
And then
even
never did anything ever again.
see, no, that's where I
Tony,
disagree.
you
Is because
do
like
it right
Call
once,
of
you're
Duty,
good.
like Call of Duty 2019, like reinvented the wheel. You know what I mean? Like it's the reason why Warzone's as big as it is.
I think it's like-
all the player numbers on every COD dwindles after like a year. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2019 and Warzone,
It still has like a
just
big player
still
base.
fucking surging. Like Black Ops died down. People went back to Modern Warfare. Me and my friends went back to Modern Warfare. It's just a better game, you know? So like I see it like with the new engine and like the new approach to the gun customization as opposed to like characters and like heroes and like trying to adopt those things from like Overwatch and stuff. They just stuck to what they know, and that's what I like. So, you know, hopefully that transfers into this, and let's hope they don't do what they did with the last one where they just drop the Black Ops guns into Warzone and break the fucking meta for a whole month. Because the Black Ops guns were just fucking destroying people.
They were like way too good.
Way overpowered.
Yeah.
Like the MP5 at short range was just basically a shotgun.
Oh my god.
It was unbelievable.
Interesting.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to Call of Duty.
When does it come out?
November 5th, I believe,
Okay.
is the
just in
release
that's
time
date.
for
right,
the
Pat, it is
holiday
November 5th.
season.
Yeah. I mean, that's the whole point. That's what they do. So
It always
Just
comes out in November, right?
there's gonna
Just in
yeah,
time.
November or October around there. So, you know, there's
Oh,
gonna
and
be
a full multiplayer reveal is coming later in the year.
right.
So okay.
That's usually how it works.
yeah.
You know, it's funny that they got to announce it themselves because normally it leaks first and then they have to announce it just to get out in front of it.
Like, yeah, it's not a complete game that we're shipping.
Yeah, like specific. I think this one though, you know, like it's the formation of the first Special Forces unit. Like that's the whole history behind this. They based the villain off of some German warlord that escaped after World War II.
Baron von.
Yeah,
I think
something
his- I
like
think
that.
his name was Heinrich.
There you go.
Yeah.
Heinrich.
They're stereotypes for a reason.
I don't know. It's looking like a good time. There's like, you know, it's one of those things where it's like there's a British character, there's a Soviet character, there's an English character,
Get your
there's a German
18.
character. Yeah. You know, and then it's like, let's go hunt Nazis. And I don't have a problem with that. I'm glad that hunting Nazis has stayed in the culture.
Hey, it's,
You know?
we've had
They'll
one.
never get old.
Yeah, we've had one major villain for the last 80 plus, almost 100 years, and not changing it.
I would debate that a new challenger approached a few years ago.
Oh, they're still like, I mean, Star Wars is literally, you know,
Yeah.
the entire basis of
Yeah.
Star Wars is let's fight the Nazis, essentially.
Actually, funny that we're talking about this. So just recently, I read this article about Star Wars, about how the First Order is not really supposed to represent the Nazis anymore. It's supposed to more or less represent like the neo-Nazi movement, like the second wave of like people who aren't really Nazis, but people who follow the Nazi ideology because they're idiots.
I'd like to read that. If I were to have a take on something that I didn't read, it would be like, to me it seems more like, you know, the characters in the First Order, they're all like taken as children. So that,
Right.
to me it's more like almost like
Hitler
you know,
youth-y
warlord.
kinda?
No, I would say more like warlords and stuff that like take child soldiers and stuff like that. More akin to that.
Yeah, I could see that too. You know.
Coney
Coney,
12 you're talking
exactly.
about.
Coney. Speaking of Coney,
The real
and getting
villain.
rid of stuff. OnlyFans is getting rid of
Coney's account.
all of
Coney
Coney's
fans?
pornographic
Coney
material.
fans.
Coney fans.
my God.
Didn't we talk about him last week or the week before?
Yeah, he comes up on this podcast probably
African warlords come up on this show quite often.
more than any
Coney
other
is
podcast.
always on my mind. I never
Speaking-
forgot.
speaking of
and
war-
neither should the rest of America.
2012.
Speaking of warlords, I made the mistake of sharing my opinion on the current events right now on Twitter. Just a
You,
simple
Pat,
tweet.
you shared your
I
opinion.
did.
Shut the front door.
Normally it's just about like video game shit, but today I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do something that matters, right? I got
tweet about politics.
60,000 follower conservative account. Some asshole who's like, he's a black conservative, so you know, it's a grift right there if I've ever seen one. And he immediately started going at me. I was just like, I don't want to do this. Like
You commented something
no,
towards him?
I
you tweeted.
retweeted
Oh, okay.
a New York Times article and I said X, Y, and Z. about my opinion.
And this guy just
And this guy
started
just
coming at
picked me
you?
up on the fucking like
algorithm?
yeah, pretty much. I must have been
Algae
Well, the
rhythm.
thing is, that's how those guys make money, is by stirring the fucking pot.
Yeah.
So what he did was he probably looked up Afghanistan in the
yeah.
search, and I just happened to be and so then he started. I was like, no, like you don't. I don't need to get into it, but you guys know he was dead fucking wrong, right? Like, like he started going on about
Just kept
certain
going,
administrations and how
Right.
one's better than the other one, and one would have done a better job.
Like, buddy,
I
it's
didn't
been
answer
20
him.
years
I
here.
didn't answer him.
Like-
I was just like, no thanks. Like, how did I get on this guy's rate? Did he look at like he saw I had 49 followers, right, and was like, this is the guy.
No,
Like,
it's literally like they just look up like because it was a New York Times article you would like responded to.
Yeah.
So it's like if you're searching shit like that,
Well-
like those come up better than independent tweets on.
Well,
Twitter.
He saw you. He saw you and just thought, this is the voice that needs to be silenced. You can't let him get out to all of his 50 followers.
So this was another one of those things where I started to go through his profile and started to collect some contradictory things. And I found this one video that he put up that is so cringeworthy. I didn't have time to put it together today. I'll bring it in here one day. I promise. I'll show you guys. I want to show you on the show, though. He is such a fucking narcissist. It's insane. There's like one video. He's like, the women always ask me, how do I get all these women? And he's like,
It's
his
me,
accent?
Tommy Wiseau. Like,
he's Jamaican.
Okay,
that's
well,
your Jamaican
it didn't,
accent.
it didn't read as
Women are
Jamaican at
asking-
all.
Maybe it's
How
not.
do I get
Maybe
women?
he's not Jamaican, but he's definitely has an African accent.
Okay.
Maybe he's not Jamaican.
right.
all right.
I might be
all right.
mixing that up
Jess is
because
losing it.
I looked at Jamaican content today too. You good over there?
I'm not saying a word. I'm good.
I'm good, thank you.
Either
So,
way, doesn't matter what
Move on
color he
from
is.
this touchy
He's still an
subject and
asshole.
on to OnlyFans.
Yeah,
Move
I've
on
lost
from
the
this
thread.
subject
I've lost
and
the
on
thread.
to the porn.
Go back to Coney, and then let's go back to OnlyFans.
Yeah. Okay. Let's rewind here, everyone. OnlyFans getting rid of fat material.
Jesus Christ.
Well, that's what it
It's
is.
your headline.
Yeah. So, do you guys know why this is taking place?
Yeah, because
There,
all the
Hold on. One at a time. You go first.
Can we do it at the same time?
you gotta. It's like on SNL where they try and say the same thing.
Yeah.
Because
Because of
the financial
financial
institutions,
institutions.
like
Yeah, very good. All right, yeah, because there was some bullshit going around about it before, but I'm glad you guys know what it is.
MasterCard was
Yes.
and Visa, right? Both of them,
Yup.
I think. Both of them got like all freaked out and being like, "We put a bunch of money into your platform that is predominantly only porn, and
And is
all
making a ton of money.
and is making a ton of money, but like." I saw a tweet that was like someone in like, on the board of like MasterCard or Visa was like, I found my daughter on here. Now this has to get
Oh,
shut down.
shit, that's
that didn't
fucked up.
happen,
Oh,
but
I would be so happy if
hysterical.
it did.
it was
It
literally
didn't-
like
it
who
didn't-
found.
We don't know that it did
We didn't.
not
Yeah,
happen.
it was like who found someone and was like, you know what, this has to stop. But they're
I'm just protecting my investment.
yeah. They're shutting down all of the like adult content and the main like
So-
triple X pornography
Yeah.
content.
So the
So
distinction
yeah, so
here
it
is
should at least be said the level of the content that they're shutting down, where there's still nudes and stuff like that allowed, but the explicit
Yeah,
sexual
you just-
content
you
is
just
what's being
can't stick
stopped.
things in your ass and charge people to see it anymore.
tasteful nudes.
And
Well, no,
like-
and it can't be on your timeline.
Yeah, and like,
That's more of it. Like
Yeah.
it can't be on your like public page per
Yeah.
se. You can still DM anybody
oh,
what you
really?
want.
All
I
right,
think.
cool.
But
That's what I look forward to.
Cool. Thank
Pat's
you.
like
Oh, good.
sick. Great.
My investments are protected.
Yeah.
Much like MasterCard and Visa.
Listen, you guys picked the market. I picked OnlyFans. Okay.
No, but it's I read a lot of like, this gets into the whole topic, which we're not going to dive too deep into, of like, sex work being work. And Twitter has been like, wild about it, basically being like OnlyFans has made all of their money through sex work and sex workers. And it's like, but they always only promote like fitness instructors or like cooking people or like, random things like that. And
Yeah.
it's just like you've sheltered this entire population that has literally driven the popularity of your entire platform. And now you're shooting that in the
Yeah.
back of the head.
Well, I'm wondering, like, the backlash to this is going to be tremendous.
They're-
And, like,
yeah.
they're going to have no money coming in October 1st.
Did
No, it's
somebody?
they're just going.
so,
They're going
like,
to a bunch of other. There's like I've seen because on Twitter, like people are like, here are the 3 other ones that like most of the people are going to. It's like if you don't want to put it on your platform, people are going to go elsewhere.
But it's like they've already built a reputation. How nobody's going to go for cooking lessons.
It
to
will
OnlyFans.
entirely die.
But that's kind of my thing. Is like OnlyFans wants to be a Patreon, and like OnlyFans can't have an app if it has explicit material on it. It can still have nude content. It just, like I said before, you can't be shoving stuff in your ass. So, on
OnlyFans, you can still do it in your ass if you want.
Yeah, no, I mean,
in the comfort of your own home.
To be fair, let me specify. If you feel the need to shove something in your ass, I'm all for it. Can't do it on OnlyFans though, and I'm
can't
just
make money on it on OnlyFans.
I'm just the messenger.
But what I found interesting was there's a particular Twitch pool streamer that I would watch every now and again, but she also had an OnlyFans. And for a while, all of a sudden, she was just gone from Twitch. This news came out,
and
now she's been on Twitch every single day ever since this news came out. And it's like,
well, she knows
you're
her money
preparing for your loss of money stream. She's already preparing for it.
So, I feel like OnlyFans is, like I said, they're trying to be a Patreon, they're trying to have an app, and they're trying to do this new thing called OFTV, where it's like they work with they're getting bigger creators from like YouTube and Instagram and stuff, and they're bringing them over to create content on their platform. It's like, why do you think anyone wants to? We've hit that cap. You work with YouTube or you fuck off. Like, that's where we're at.
Also, like, that is the only strategy that any one of these platforms thinks. They're like, we're going to take big platform people from another platform and put them on here and it's going to work. Like, I've seen that done 50 times.
I mean, to be fair, Snapchat was able to pivot and did that, and they've done it successfully because when I'm on the toilet, dude, I watch Snapchat every time.
See, I'm on TikTok.
Yeah, no, I'm not.
I deleted
TikTok.
Snapchat.
I love Snapchat. I never look at anything but what my
I
friends
never
do.
look at. I never look at the
some
stories.
good content on
Because
Snapchat.
it's too clickbaity,
Yeah.
or like you'll get one thing and then it'll take 6 things to get to the point, and then it will be 3 ads in between, like the actual displaying of the information.
I get what you're saying. So yeah, I never have known a company to so willingly just give up the entire market that they created, the subscription porn model. You know what I mean? And like, just the fucking name OnlyFans,
and it's cursive font. Like,
yeah,
it's
dude,
this
it
sexy little.
it looks.
It's a sexy logo.
Honestly,
it's a sexy logo.
If you slapped on a building and I was walking through New York City, I'd be like, "Hey, you guys want to go to this titty bar? It's called OnlyFans." Like, you know what I mean? Like, I would think that because when I saw the logo before,
New York in the 1980s.
Okay, so I had this friend who his girlfriend was on OnlyFans, right? She wasn't his girlfriend, but that's what he thought.
Oh,
Was he paying for the girlfriend experience?
No, but fucking I almost did, and he said that he'd end my friendship if we did. So whatever. Anyway, I didn't pay for it. But my point is that when he told me that she was on OnlyFans, I didn't know what OnlyFans was, and when he said it to me, I immediately knew what it was. I was like, wait, is that like something like a Patreon or something? He's like, yeah, kind of. And when he said that, I was like, somebody's got nudes on there. And that's when I found out what it was. This was like I was playing Spider-Man PS4 at the time. So this was like 2018.
This is when your innocence was broken.
I remember I have it. I can see the controller in my hand as he's giving me the information. So it was definitely during that year.
I remember that it was that same instance from you that I also learned what OnlyFans was. And as soon as I figured out what it was, I was like, that's genius. That's so genius. Subscription porn.
I was like, hey, my friend is currently obsessed with this woman who has a paid subscription account to see her naked. And it was $19.99 a month.
Oh my God.
And for her, that was a ripoff. Okay.
Well, I mean, good on her.
Good. Yeah. Make the money while you can.
I don't know how many fans she got, but I'm just saying. I've seen bigger
at
creators
least
for
one.
less money. No, I didn't. But I actually never did.
It's gonna, like, the platform will be dead within 3 to 4 months, and
Yeah.
then they're gonna be like, "Oh
100%.
shit, we had to pivot, and you can come back now." And then they're gonna be like, "Well, if we want you to pay us more money," and they're not. And
They
then it
should
will
try.
die.
They should try opening up an unregulated discussion board app. Something like that. They won't have any issues there, right?
No,
I'd love to see
Yeah.
basically what happened when the pandemic started and like Skype and Zoom, when that was all happening, like the people who are so set up for this business to take off just drop the ball. I'd love to see somebody swoop in and take all the OnlyFans business.
Microsoft. Bill Gates himself has bought OnlyFans, and he himself has all the subscriptions.
He's keeping it afloat.
He's the only person funding OnlyFans.
His first order of business: bring back the explicit content, and
what
he
we
gets a
want.
free subscription to everybody automatically.
And he
it.
gets to participate in some content making.
Yeah.
But not like actual intercourse. Like he's that weird guy in the corner. You know?
Oh, he's on like.
He's
in
a producer.
sweater.
He's,
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were gonna see he's like in cuck porn, just like.
He could also be.
Yeah.
How fucking wild would that be? You see Bill Gates in cup.
I mean, at that level,
You're just watching. All of a sudden, you're just like, "Is that
He's there
is that
dressed
him
up
in
like
the sweater vest back
he's
there?"
dressed up like fucking Mr. Rogers on an armchair while people are fucking. He's like, oh, I built a computer.
I just picture him eating
just
like
building a
baby
PC
carrots
in
and
the
hummus,
background.
just like. All right.
Did you guys get your vaccines? Oh god, fucking Bill Gates. Yeah, he was a
Fucking Bill Gates.
Good, yeah.
That's the title of that video.
Yep.
Is,
Yep.
oh my god.
Bill Gates, we got literally $1 billion. Yeah, I know you have plenty of billions, but we need some. So if you're listening to this,
Yeah.
now's the time.
Well, or one of your AI bots.
yeah.
we should start a press any key.
Which, by the way,
OnlyFans.
everyone, never
I mean,
subscribe
we
to.
do have
I
mine's
bet
on
we
there.
could get. I bet we could get at least some money.
I mean,
we would get
a
at
little
least
bit of money for
one
that.
subscription.
if you go,
Well, at least one.
No, yeah. If you go to
on
our
the Press Any
link tree,
key, on our link tree on our Instagram, my account, my OnlyFans is on there.
Nick's OnlyFans is up there.
Nice. You should go. Check it. We're just getting that video more views.
Yeah.
It's a good video of Nick.
Yeah.
That's
It
the
is-
preview video.
Back in the heyday.
It certainly is exclusive content.
yeah.
Which leads me to our next segment of the night. Epic offered Sony $200 million to get PlayStation games on PC.
a minimum
Of
guarantee
200,
of
yeah.
200,000,
So,
200 million.
You know that you guys saw that Epic doesn't think Epic Game Store will be profitable till like 2024, 2025.
not going to be profitable.
Well, I mean, that's the thing is that like they want to be a competitor of Steam, and the problem is Steam has had a chokehold on the marketplace. And I think what's interesting about this thing is that like they're just they have Fortnite and every other game that's built off the Unreal Engine, so they're just fine with sinking money into this and building out. And listen, they give out shit for free. All right, I'm cool with that. And they price games $10 cheaper.
That it's literally like a loss leader.
Yeah.
They're just constantly giving things out, trying to get people on their platform.
Yep.
Because it's the whole model of like once you have something downloaded, that's like 80% of the retention. It's like as long as I got that shit, like we're good.
And what I never understood was the how do I describe it? The hatred around the Epic Game Store. You guys know about I'm sure you do.
I don't have any reason for it, but I look down on that
Yeah.
game store, and I think it's just
but
from
it's just from using
Just
Steam.
on principle.
it's
yeah.
just straight up on
Just on
principle.
And now here's the thing. It's like I hate Origin because Origin doesn't work.
Mm-hmm.
I hate Uplay because Uplay doesn't work. Steam I like because Steam fucking works. Epic works and it is good. I don't like how they always try to sneak in that Fortnite download.
epic.
And yeah, it's
They're
epic.
always trying to get that in there.
They're always trying
It's
to
like
get
the
it.
Java toolbar, like when you upload it, it's like, do you want 17 toolbars for Internet Explorer? Do you want Fortnite?
Do you want Fortnite? The little paper clip comes up. Do you want
Clippy
Fortnite?
comes up.
No paper clip.
Looks like you're actively trying not to install Fortnite.
Clippy, you're in on this?
Clippy's in
I was about to
Fortnite.
say Clippy's a skin. Yeah, Clippy's a
Clippy's
skin.
in on the take.
And this is the only universe where I can fight Clippy as Rick in a video game.
And some guy comes by with the Thanos power glove. I mean, the Infinity Gauntlet.
Infinity
the power
Gauntlet.
glove. Fuck am I talking
That's the
about?
off-brand.
Yeah.
That's the
The Fortnite power
the
glove.
Kirkland power glove.
They got Thanos, but they couldn't afford the fucking Infinity Gauntlet.
Marvel was like, that's gonna be extra.
But yeah, no, I don't understand the inherent hatred for it. But,
It's just-
it works, and it gives out free games. Those are two things that gamers usually are okay with. But not in this case. They're like, man, it's coming out on Epic. God damn it. Now I just won't buy it. It's like, what? Why?
Yeah, it's not. It doesn't cost any money to download the Epic games like the store. Mm-hmm. It's just, I think it's people who have been playing online games and playing PC games forever have been using Steam, and it's just like that is your
Yeah.
Like, I don't even use the functionality of like, here are all the Steam points and here are all the badges and like,
Right.
I don't
fucking
do
that.
any of that shit. But I'm like, no, I'm Steam loyal.
Yeah. Well, okay. I don't say that. 'cause-
I'm Steam loyal.
Well, also your friends are there, and the chat functions pretty good too.
Yeah.
It's been the main platform, and it's
It was enough for me to be able
just
to
the standard.
message Nick every 6 weeks. I see you.
Yeah, he does.
hello.
It's creepy.
Hello.
That's why I set myself to away.
It's like, oh, he must not be here.
I hate. I used to do that too. Like, just even though if I was there, I'd be like invisible. But then it's like in Discord, it's like if you don't join the chat, then nobody knows that somebody's in there to join.
To join the
You know
chat,
what I
so
mean?
it's like
So you
everybody
need
is
to at least be on green, so you know that if you join, there's a possibility of someone also.
everybody's there, but
Yeah.
they're not there.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. One of those things. So you guys know how this information came about, right?
It was leaked, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, it came out in court documents, right?
Court documents specifically. So because it doesn't.
222 pages of court documents.
Yeah.
And we're gonna read them all.
We made
right
Danny
now.
read them all.
So
And here's my dissertation on it.
200 million for 4 to 6 titles.
Yeah. And that's like, I'm assuming it's exclusivity of those, right? Like, as in, like,
It wouldn't go to Steam.
yeah, it wouldn't go to Steam. It wouldn't go wherever else.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be able to just
And
get
are
it.
those existing titles or new
Yeah,
titles?
it's like Days Gone and Horizon Zero Dawn are the first two to make it over to. But I don't think like Spider-Man will go there. I don't think that.
No, it says it's PC ports of its first party titles.
Yeah.
So-
Oh, Death Stranding.
Yeah.
2 definitely went to PC.
cool.
That's what. What, dude? You don't like
I just don't
building
give a
trucker
shit.
bombs?
I never played it, so I can't really say anything. But I just don't care.
I'm sorry.
I just don't care.
Even Norman Reedus could make me play the game.
I mean, it just I didn't know what the fuck was going on from the trailers. So, like I said, that whole
Yeah,
aspect
the
of
marketing was really bad.
Timefall is cool. I like that idea, but it's whatever.
It's interesting because Sony has been doing PC ports of games now, like more frequently than before.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm wondering, like, what. I mean, the deal hasn't gone through, or nothing's gone. There's no, like, other information of like what happened, exclusivity, really anything, because it's just like from these court documents. There's not. You don't have like the.
this is like Apple versus Epic right now.
Yeah.
And this just happened to get caught up in it. Nobody
What's going
wanted this
on?
information.
What is that court battle about?
Apple
I think we
takes 30.
talked about that, didn't
so
we?
no, we've never talked about it.
No?
And because it didn't really happen until the lawsuit happened before we started the show, and there hasn't been any major like updates or breakthroughs or anything like that. It's just straight litigation. And really it's like Apple has some really, like, for lack of a better word, like Nazi-esque policies for being on their app store, because not only do they take like 30% of like a download price, they also take 30% of in-app purchases. And Epic figured out a way to get around that.
Yeah,
So-
they're saying it violates like an antitrust law or
Yeah.
some kind of thing. So like that's the arbitration that's currently.
So they
Apple says that they're doing antitrust shit.
Epic is saying that it
Saying-
violates an antitrust
all right,
arbitration
right,
by
and-
taking these.
But Epic before addressing it to Apple or anything just went outside the system, and like I forget how they set it up, but basically now when you bought microtransactions, you only did it on the PC, and then it would appear in your game in app later on. And Apple was like, "What the fuck? You can't be selling shit like."
and
so-
we're not getting a cut.
Yeah.
like,
So then Apple took Fortnite off the app store. So
Oh, is that when that they made that whole marketing campaign?
Yes.
against
Yeah,
the
do you remember?
1984.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they're not wrong. I mean, like, listen, taking 30% for doing nothing, I don't think is acceptable.
Man, you're getting into the hands
That's a
of the
lot.
people.
That's excessive.
Like 30% is a lot,
it's a lot of money, and it's also like it's Apple. Apple does not need any money.
Yeah.
Nope.
I mean,
And I get it.
That's
like,
how Apple. That's how Apple is worth over $1 trillion.
This is the company-
Right.
taking money from that they have no right to really take necessarily.
right. And this is the company that fucking tried to buy Disney in 2017. So like they ain't hurting for cash.
no, and,
And like, listen, I understand that like we always try to go with the moral, like more human aspect, and there's like a legal angle, and we all work in corporate America, so we like try to like, at least consider that perspective. But also like 30% per microtransaction, that means immediately 30% of their revenue on anything without accounting for any of their deductions, paying any of their staff, anything like that, is going right to Apple. That's insane. That should be capped at like 10%.
Well, that's the thing. Like when you are like on Twitch and other platforms and YouTube, when you become like a certain level of credibility and everything, it's like you don't get the standard deal anymore. It's like now you can actually talk with Twitch or talk with YouTube to be like let's negotiate this because I'm bringing you a lot of money.
Right. Which, as opposed to us, we're affiliates.
Right.
So we're making zip. Well, I mean, I did $50 in my first year. I didn't think that's too bad.
That's great.
But like that immediately gets split in half. Twitch takes 50% of everything, including your donations.
Right, but like
when you're a partner, though,
then it becomes
that's when you're like, no.
Yeah.
Like if I'm gonna be streaming here all day, then I only want like 20% of my shit taken.
Right, which they could have done. They could have had that conversation instead of like, I get it. Like the quickest thing is being like, oh no, I'm not taking 30% off my bottom line. Like let's go do it this way that works.
Right.
But it's like, how many millions of dollars are they spending in like? It's been over a year since they've been in like a legal battle. Both of them are just like pissing away probably millions of dollars like in actual like legal costs.
Dude, it doesn't matter. Every game that's built on Unreal Engine. So remember how we were talking about building a video game? Well, I actually had this conversation with some buddies of mine who can do it, right? And I just wanted to be involved in any way that I can. And the way that it works is we all have the rigs to download the stuff that we need to like create assets, create gameplay, like build an engine in Unreal. And the way Unreal does it is as long as you sign up for an account and you're transparent with them, all that stuff, right? They give you that engine for free until your game grosses over $100,000 in 1 year. So
then do you know what percent you have to pay them or anything?
After that, it's just, that's what it is. I don't know what the percentage is. And if your game grows to like something like PUBG, I'm sure they work out a special deal where it's like, yeah, you have 24-hour tech support, that
right,
type of thing.
It's like we're licensing you the full use of the engine.
So it's like if the four of us here wanted to build Ratchler 2, and we
I'm
want
listening.
You mean the Ratchelorette.
Yeah, and we wanted to...
we make it like a... okay, I like that.
Yeah. So we download it, and everybody takes like, okay, I'm like, so you take Cinema 4D and you go build all the assets, and you go build all the characters, and you'll take Unreal and you'll build the actual world that it sits in, and then me and whatever, we do all the voice and stuff, and then you put that all into Unreal and you release that for free. Like you don't have to pay Unreal for like Epic for any of that.
Right.
And then as soon as your game sells over $100,000 in revenue in a year, like within a fiscal year. So not necessarily like, if you make 90K 1 year, you ain't paying that license.
Right.
If you make $100,000 or more the next year, you are paying the licensing fee. If you're consistently making over $100,000 a year with your game, though, your game's
fine.
probably gonna make more than that.
Yeah.
So, like I'm saying, they give that ability to people, and because of that, they've been able to grow their brand. And we can do that shit too.
I
forget why I explained that process.
we were just talking about all of the, but I think it's absolutely wild that Epic was going to pay, we'll just call it, because they said 4 to 6 titles, we'll call it $40 million per gaming title.
Games that are already made.
Games that are made, games that like just require a port.
Here's a fucking quarter of your production budget.
That's the thing. Like, it's like, do you want to literally shave like 25% of your costs off of this here?
Exactly.
I mean, they're gonna have to pay to port it over, but like,
is it? I mean, at this
for
point,
$40 million, sure.
But
like,
also, the new consoles are basically PCs,
Yeah.
so porting has never been easier.
Yeah.
Oh well, I mean, it's interesting. It would have been fun, but we
don't know what's gonna happen.
Well, you guys are all no, dude. They started going to Steam.
Oh.
This is
this came out
previously.
from. Oh, okay. I didn't know if it was still like trying to be
past tense
negotiated.
Information.
I gotcha.
So, 2 of those 4 to 6 titles already went to Steam.
Steam, right?
Yeah, Days Gone and Horizon Zero Dawn.
Doesn't mean that 2 or 3 others still could go.
I mean, it doesn't, but I highly doubt it.
Yeah, I doubt it too.
I don't think so. I think Sony's gonna be like, nah, we're gonna go with Steam because they don't, they're not gonna fucking.
They're not in a legal battle.
Yeah,
with
and they're
the
also not
biggest
gonna
corporation
fall
in the world.
apart, like
Yeah.
Epic and Epic Games doesn't do cloud saves. That's important to know. They only do hard drive saves. So if you delete a game from Epic Games, you don't get any of that data back if you re-download it.
That blows.
Yeah, I learned that the hard way with World War Z.
So
But now it's on Game Pass.
there you go.
All right. What if?
What if?
What if episode 2? Did you watch this?
I did. I actually did.
Well, let's start with you. What'd you think?
I thought it was interesting. It wasn't like amazing. I mean, like it was fun. It was an interesting concept, but I mean, like T'Challa, he's not really like he's not really known to be like funny.
Yeah, he's not like the main man kind of
Yeah.
like to
Well,
be.
maybe if he was raised by Yondu.
Well, what if he was? That's kind of the point.
Okay,
right?
but if he was, they picked up T'Challa and then just put him here as if he was raised in Wakanda. They didn't change shit with his character. Like to your
Yeah.
point.
Do they-
Oh,
Yeah.
that's a really good point.
Wait,
it was almost like he was still the de facto soon-to-be leader of Wakanda, as opposed to just this guy who's now
Star-Lord.
traversing the entire galaxy. Which, don't get me wrong, I mean, it goes to say that he is just a natural-born leader and just a natural-born charismatic person. But I feel like as a character, you would be a little bit different if you saw the entire galaxy in your lifetime, as opposed to just living in Wakanda.
Yeah,
This was as if he was
he's
still just
funnier
living in
now.
Wakanda.
It
Yeah.
made him funnier.
Yeah, they did make
they
him
made
funnier.
him funny.
They also made him
It did?
absolutely infallible, and that
Yeah,
drove
that
me
kind
fucking
of
crazy.
The fact that he was like the savior of the whole.
I
entire
knew your
universe.
fucking
Yeah.
head was gonna spin when Thanos said what he said. That one point, you know what I'm talking about? Where they're at the spoilers. They're at the bar, and he goes, "Yeah, when T'Challa told me a better way to reallocate." And now here's the thing: Double D was in the room and heard that and laughed. And he goes, yeah, reallocate the rest of the world's. Yeah, like that's something we can do. And I go, you don't get why that's funny though.
Yeah.
Like you don't understand the history there, but it's still connecting with people who don't know the history. You know?
Yeah.
Socialism.
Exactly.
I did like the constant like, you know that's genocide, right?
Yeah,
Thanos?
that
And he's
was
like,
good.
but it works.
Yeah, but it's random. It's not
He's like, and it's
But it's
efficient.
random genocide.
I cracked me the fuck up.
And-
That I thought was funny.
They made Nebula a blonde.
They did.
Stay with that.
That was an interesting choice. I don't know what
was she was
T'Challa would have
bald,
to do
right?
with her
Yeah.
hair color choice.
Yeah, it's just it's like
Well,
what, you know, the butterfly
It's
effect.
a what if.
It's. I think to what I.
It's a what if she's blonde.
No. Well,
Big what if.
she didn't have hair, right? When we saw her in the movies.
Nah.
So I'm assuming
No.
that had to do with her relationship with Thanos
Yes.
and everything. So now in this world where Thanos isn't a supervillain, now
Gamora's
she
not
grew
around.
her hair out.
I love the one fight scene where they're in the alleyway and they're like, run, and like Taserface and that other guy run by, and Thanos is like, I'll hold him off, and then Thanos proceeds to kick the shit out of literally everyone besides for the two children of the Black Order. I thought that was a cool spin.
That was cool.
Yeah. And then they just come back, like, and then they sail on that plant out of there. You know what I mean? It was just like, why wasn't that just the plan? Like, yeah, let Thanos handle it, and then we'll back him up. Like,
Yeah, like
that,
you
know what I
cannot
mean?
shoot Thanos. He's fine.
Benicio del
Let the Mad
Toro.
Titan handle
Was that
it.
actually him?
Yeah,
That
he
was him?
Yeah, he came back. He was good as the collector. They fucking took some liberties because that is not how Benicio del Toro looks in the
Oh,
MCU.
they made him look good.
Yeah.
They
They
made
gave him
on
cum gutters.
steroids.
Yeah.
Cum gutters.
That is.
He had some chiseled deep cum gutters.
You're just throwing that term out like it's nothing, aren't you?
I,
mean-
have never heard that term.
Have you
before.
not?
No, but when you say it and when he,
You know
when
exactly
yeah,
what it
I can see it. I can see it. I can see him specifically, and I love the part where they say the Thanos, "You must be crazy." No, mad. I was like, yeah,
That's
a
some
little
fan
wink and a
service.
nod. I like that. Yeah.
we got the duck.
Yeah, Howard.
Howard the Duck. Who played Howard the Duck?
Seth Green.
That's
Was
great.
it
Yeah.
Seth Green? Okay. It
I
sounded like him.
to me, this was exactly what I wanted out of What If, because the first one was just like, what if Peggy Carter did everything that Steve Rogers did? Whereas this one's like, how about we change one thing and it ripples and everything else
Right,
changes?
right.
So I think that this should have been the lead off episode.
Okay. Yeah, no, I agree with that. I mean, I think it's more of a what if Steve Rogers took a bullet to the gut and was still able to speak.
Still survived, did not bleed out in
And, like-
1943.
Yeah,
Like,
and wasn't using a colostomy bag for the rest of his.
we don't know what was in the Iron Man suit.
Yeah.
That's it filling up.
Yep. Jarvis tells him your shit bag is full.
He gets to Tony's house and the bottom half of the armor just comes off and they put him on a big
It's like an
toilet.
RV where
Yeah.
you have to like unload it into.
Hey, there's a truck stop up here, Peggy. Can we stop? I gotta.
I'm getting a little full back
We
here.
pull over. Shitter's full.
Shitter is full.
But it's like World War II technology, so
Yeah.
it's really bad, and it's like he's smelling it all in there. Yeah.
I do to the actual point of what we're talking about. I did like conceptually where like I did like the first episode. I'd like the action. I kind of liked how that episode actually was, produced better. But this one I did like the concept of it did feel a lot more like we're going to make one thing, we're going to, punch the water and then the ripples will be significantly different.
So I like the whole thing. The art style is starting to, grow on me. What I found that I really don't like about it is I don't like the way it's lit. I just feel
lighting
like
is
it's super
lighting
very
is
dramatic.
bright.
Yeah.
And like it's not like I get that it's supposed to be giving you a surreal vibe because it's like, whoa, T'Challa's Star-Lord now, right? Like I get that it's supposed to be giving you that vibe, but it's also kind of the same vibe that Saving Private Ryan went for when like they ripped all the protective covers off the lenses and like, they made the diameter super wide to let the light in. You know what I mean? It's that same
Everything's
technique.
got like a warm glow
Yeah,
to it, and I've
puts me
noticed
off
because
so
I've been
much.
That's a great point.
in the doing the thumbnails for the show. I'm trying to like
Color correct it.
tone down this like weird glow around the edges.
and that's what Saving Private Ryan is like. If you watch the opening scene of that movie, it's like these weird angles of light that come in on the characters, and it's supposed to give you that feeling of like surreal, like what the fuck is going on type of
Right.
vibe, and that's what they're trying to go for here, at least in my opinion, which isn't right, or either way.
You're allowed to have your opinion, but it doesn't mean it's not shit.
Yeah, I'm covering all my bases here. Yeah, that's what I think they're going for. And like, it works in some places. Like when I saw Thanos, I was like, you've got to be shitting me. You know what I mean? Like that was surreal because that was actually Josh Brolin
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
And he was, it's good to see they're still using him because he was a fucking great Thanos.
He's a fantastic
Yeah.
Thanos, yeah.
The best, one might say, the one and only.
Hey man,
But-
you only
and-
need one.
Yeah, and they're not using him after those two movies, unless they do like some like weird shit where they,
Like what if?
like a what if live action.
I mean, that'd be great, like because
action, what
they
if?
could bring Josh Brolin in as not a giant purple man, and like I wouldn't feel like the illusion was shattered.
Humanize him.
Yeah,
I want to see a human version
just-
of Thanos.
no. I mean, bring him as another
I know,
character
I know.
named Josh Brolin.
Oh, Joshua's here. He's got the Infinity.
Hey, what's up,
Gauntlet.
guys?
Yeah.
Hello guys.
How's it going?
I'll try not to get mad.
Have I told my Josh
No,
Brolin
Ed.
story on the show?
Yes, you have.
You have, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, Nick.
Yeah, we
Good
know.
guy, really
we
good.
all know it.
Really good guy.
I know.
My buddy Josh.
Friend of the show.
My good friend
Friend of the
Josh.
show, Josh Brolin. Yeah, no, it was it was good. I felt like this one was, like I said, much more involved than the last one in the sense that like it kind of covered every aspect of the character's life. Where this was like a weird one to blend because it's like Black Panther is all about your homeland and like representing your tribe, pretty much. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's one of the themes that goes on in that movie, and being proud of who you are and standing up for what you believe in, all the hero stuff, right?
Wakanda
And-
forever.
Exactly.
Forever.
And I guess what kind of like put me off about the last one is that I know Peggy isn't really she's not like as big a character as T'Challa. You know what I mean?
No, yeah.
So I guess you don't need to examine every aspect of her life, but in this particular instance, I think it's good that they went that extra mile. Because you see him bring all those progressive ideas that like Wakanda has to the table, and that's how like the whole Josh Brolin, God damn it, see what you did. The whole Thanos
Josh.
platform. I mean
Right.
the
Even
Thanos plot.
though he was picked up as a child and holds all of these things,
Yeah.
like, I thought that was a little like
But I feel like that kind of cheats Black Panther though, because one of the best scenes in that movie is when he crosses to the other side and he tells all the kings they were all wrong for nationalism and isolation. You know what I
Right,
mean?
but what-
and hiding from the world.
what I'm saying is T'Challa did not grow up in Wakanda. Why does he still have these kind of
That is
like?
also a good way to look at it. Well,
That's my whole point from earlier and being like, it's like you took T'Challa as we know him and just threw him in here. You didn't make him Star-Lord.
Well, that's kind of my point, is that like in the beginning of Black Panther, he is, nationalist, isolationist, and then by the end of the film, he's like, building bridges and everything.
He's a regular old Bernie Sanders.
Yeah, he wasn't an inherent Bernie bro.
No.
When in this one, he just is.
Right, like it's like, you're the galaxy's savior, and it's
which
like you didn't
I
have that.
feel like betrays his character.
Yes.
But as an enjoyable piece of content, this is good. Like this is fine. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if we were to get
If you take it at face value, it's fine.
yeah, but if you hold it up
Perfectly fine
against
and
like
enjoyable.
if you hold it up against like Chadwick Boseman as Black Panther, it's just not.
Honestly,
Which isn't fair, I guess. Now that we're saying that. Also, this was Chadwick Boseman's last performance.
He comes back in another episode.
Oh, he
later in
does?
this-
But
there's
What
another
If
season.
is, yeah.
Okay.
But actually, that's a fair point. If they gave us like a real weird T'Challa, that like a non-traditional T'Challa, would it have like
I think that would
empathetically
piss
hit
people off.
right?
If
yeah.
they brought what's his name?
If they literally were just like, we're going to make Chris Pratt, but with T'Challa.
But the other thing too is you just can't like that. I feel like cheapens what's Star-Lord's actor Peter Quill.
Yeah.
Because it's like being with Yondu doesn't make you this character. It's like he's his own.
Well, you
person.
saw what happened to him, right?
Yeah.
That was cool.
He was
I was like,
at the
I
Dairy
want to see
Queen.
where this goes.
I do too.
Because that was Kurt Russell, and I'm glad they got him back. I love that. I love he's working at Dairy Queen, which means like it has to be a Dairy Queen. Well, because Dairy Queen's where he met the mom in Guardians 2, right? And that's where he put the
Been a
fucking
while.
thing.
think so.
Yeah.
It's been a minute.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one since I saw
Dairy
it in theaters.
Queen.
God, it closes at
Right
9:30.
next door to my house.
Oh, it burned down though.
Well, it didn't burn down. It burned.
Any more car fires?
not recently. Hey, they finally updated the paint because of the fire. So
Yeah. Final thoughts, Jess? Final thoughts on What If episode 2?
It wasn't bad. It was fun. I thought that as a kid, he was way too willing to just like leave his family forever. Like he didn't ask any questions. He was like, "Let's fucking go." And then like they just brought him back at the end. So he ends up being the same character at the end, kind of, but he just had some space experience.
Yeah, where the last one I feel like, what if none of that happened? This one is like, what if the 2 points in the timeline, we're still getting the same end result, but we took a different way.
Yeah, I think it's like a weird.
That's cool.
We could meet in the middle where it's like the first episode was. It wasn't boring, but it was like just didn't give me anything. I didn't get excited. Whereas this one, it's like way off the charts. Like let's change everything.
It wasn't just
Yeah, and it was also just the fact that the first one, it took place during World War II, before the real events of the Avengers and everything were really taking place. This is now the episode where we are in present day, where all the fun characters of the Avengers and everything are in play, as opposed to just Steve Rogers and World War II and Nazis. This is like, we can now really see how all these characters can interact with one
but he's
another.
bulletproof.
I do also think that like the first episode felt thematically very Captain America. Like all of like the shots, the fighting sequences, like
it was just Captain
well,
America.
I know, but like I
Boring
think
as
they
fuck.
did that deliberately. I think they were like, I'm going to make a traditionalist American superhero approach to the episode.
And what did this one feel like?
This one felt more fun.
It did.
Do you know what I mean?
No,
Like-
I get what you're saying, but I also
Exactly.
feel like there's something that we're not talking about here that's lacking in this. This is a Guardians of the Galaxy property from Marvel, the first one that doesn't have James Gunn attached to it, and you can feel the difference.
Was that Sean Gunn?
That's his brother.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Was
who
he
plays-
voicing the character?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm just saying he's Dave Bautista. That wasn't Dave Bautista. That was
It did a good job.
It did a
sounding
good
like
job.
him.
But they also, I think, after Guardians 3, they're gonna drop Bautista because he's been pretty vocal about.
Well,
how
he's been saying also like he doesn't want to continue doing the character.
well, I think it's because people found out he's a more capable actor, and he is. So,
Right.
and they're just using him for puns at
What's
this
that
point.
new
Buddies,
movie coming out?
like-
It's like him and Jason Momoa on a bridge fighting.
Oh, it's a TV show.
Oh,
It's season 2 on Apple TV Plus.
were they in season 1?
He wasn't, but Jason Momoa was.
Okay.
Buddy, I would just ride that gravy train of Guardians until
Well,
like
that-
you have all of
okay.
your life to keep making like passion project
So-
movies. Make your millions of dollars.
He
now.
made a good point though. He said they set up this big plot about my character and Thanos, and then we never addressed it, and now we're never going back.
In
to
what
that.
way did they set it up? Oh,
Thanos'
because he
family,
killed his family.
Yeah, I mean, Thanos kills his whole family and like leaves him alive for him to suffer. And like the whole motivation of the first Guardians movie is, I'm going to kill Thanos, but my species is so literate that I don't understand any of the euphemisms that anyone's using. Therefore, I sound like an idiot, but I'm still a monster. Where now Guardians 2 and all the Avengers movies were like, I'm a joke now, you know? And then they killed Thanos, and they didn't even have a moment between Drax or Thanos at all. You know what I mean? To address everything
was
they
he?
set
He was
up.
in the final battle, right?
Yes.
Yeah, but you know.
Good enough for me.
You know.
Not everybody gets to have a I am
cathartic,
Iron
yeah.
Man moment.
Right. I get that, but it's also like the setup, and you don't know what they told him in those meetings. So you know, just
Again, the man is making millions of dollars.
Yeah. Either
Yeah.
way, this he said it himself. This franchise was like what changed his life.
yeah, for sure.
You don't get everything.
Fair enough.
Not a perfect world.
That's what I'm saying.
Dave.
Like you have your whole life to make your passion project.
Plus, he's in the good company of other directors. Okay, he's got Zack Snyder.
Yeah,
He's got
good directors. Zack Snyder.
He's got Denis Villeneuve, who did Blade Runner 2049
Yeah,
that he
the
was in,
reboot.
and he's
When
he's
does
also
Dune come out?
he's also in Dune, October.
October.
Oh,
right?
I'm so ready.
Yeah, I actually
Zendaya.
I'm glad we're talking about this. I didn't tell you guys this. I don't know what Dune's about. Like I've never
Sand dunes.
Yeah, I just want to see it.
That's all it's about.
Somebody finally read me the plot synopsis of like the whole like just the setup of the story, and I'm like, oh, I need to see this.
You
now.
should like watch probably what will be a 2 to 3 hour YouTube video. Like
Yeah,
like catch up on, because they have Dune. Like they have Star Wars supplementary like material books and novels. They have Dune novels.
I just
You
wanted
watched
to
the
know what the
David
plot of
Lynch
the
one?
movie was.
Years and years ago.
I watched
but-
it last year, and I'm a big David Lynch fan. I fell asleep. I couldn't tell you anything of what happened.
Yeah. Well, that's pretty much that's just like I finally got the plot synopsis of what the movie is going to be about, and I was like, all right, yeah, that's something I need to see. You know, because I've been lukewarm. It's like, yeah, I'm going to see it, but is it going to be like Blade Runner, where it was like big and epic, but like, and it had awesome storytelling, but there was like 2 action sequences?
I think
And
it's
then-
gonna be
No, then they
Yeah.
talked about what this was, and I was like, oh shit, this is like some major epic sci-fi battling bullshit.
I think they're also like, as Mad Max took a lot from Dune, I think now it's going to be like, look, like Mad Max did this kind of thing.
You talking about Fury Road?
Fury Road specifically, yeah, sorry. How Fury Road was like this. I think there's going to be a lot of like
I'd love
similarity and energy, at
Well,
least in that way.
Have you seen Sicario? No.
I think
it.
I
It's
have,
Joe's
yeah.
favorite
Great
movie,
movie.
Yeah.
right?
Have
Yeah.
you guys seen Blade Runner 2049?
Yes.
Okay, those are. Have you seen Prisoners?
No.
Okay, those are all
Nice Jamaican
Denis
accent.
Villeneuve's last films. I believe that's how you say his name. It's French. Those are his last films. They have all had like 98% on Rotten Tomatoes, and like Prisoners is Hugh Jackman and Jake Gyllenhaal. Blade Runner is Ryan Gosling, Dave Bautista, and
Batista's in there?
yeah, and what's his
Harrison
name?
Ford?
Harrison Ford. And this,
And Jared Leto.
he's actually good in that.
I'm sure he is.
And what's the other? Yeah, and then this new one is. I mean, you guys know the cast.
Sicario, you had
Dave
mentioned.
Bautista, yeah, Sicario, Emily Blunt, Benicio del Toro, Josh Brolin. Like all these films won Oscars too.
And have like great actors. in
Blade
them.
Runner 2049 was the movie that Roger Deakins finally won an Oscar for after 9 nominations and like 4 decades in the business. So, you know, I'm just saying, like his film, if you want to know what to expect when you see Dune, you watch some of his previous films because they're all structured like that.
Right.
They're all these big epic sci-fi type of like grandiose big wide shots of the world, lots of CGI, lots of beautiful shot composition. Like
He also did Boss Baby.
yes, he did do the Boss Baby.
Oh, we're
Yep.
golden. It's gonna be.
Yeah.
It's gonna be
Yeah.
A1.
Which honestly has
In
the
great
best
hands.
cinematography I've ever seen. If you
Never-
ask me, I've never watched that. But
We,
it's got
we,
like
can, we can do a fun transition because you were talking about Prisoners.
oh,
I'd
I'd rather talk about Prisoners.
Yeah.
So
Oh, before we jump off, what if? I don't think they're going to be an interrelated story.
No, they're
anymore.
not. I made that decision
Yeah.
as I watched it. I was like,
decided?
I was like, they're
Yeah,
not going to be together because it's going to be way too much.
It's way
too much.
Yep, it's going to be far too much because it's also, I think each episode will probably have potentially similar or overlapping characters playing different what if roles.
Even if they were like, yeah, this is all sequential, I'd be like, nope, I don't care
because the Collector had Captain America's shield.
exactly.
Like, so
and he had everybody.
Yeah.
Which is interesting. Like, I'd love to see how did that happen?
That's another one of those things where it's like, no, show me that.
Yeah.
You know,
show me how he killed Captain America.
Why did you think this was a better story than what that is over there?
I enjoyed it. I don't want to talk shit in, but I am excited for the next episode where T'Challa Star-Lord comes back because it's Battle of New York, right? They're doing Battle of New York.
I didn't look up the episode list.
But it's Guardians. I've just seen from the trailer. It's Guardians of the Galaxy fighting the Battle of New York with
instead
T'Challa
of the
as Star-Lord.
Oh, nice. Now, how does that work though? Because doesn't Thanos sick the army on the Thanos gives the Chitauri army to Loki to sick on the Battle of New York.
I don't know.
Someone else.
I
is
imagine
they'll
they'll think of some way to work it in there.
Yeah.
Like Loki just works on his own accord or something.
Right, Loki
like that.
coughs and farts, and then the army comes
Loki
out.
went
Loki might
solo.
be dead. He had Loki's dagger.
It might be female
that's
Loki
true.
too.
Yeah.
Wait,
all
that
right.
was Loki's dagger?
Yeah.
I thought it was.
Right? He had Loki's dagger, Thor's hammer, like all the.
Oh, I didn't
No,
know
it
that.
wasn't. It
I
wasn't
didn't-
Loki's dagger. It was the.
Yeah, it was Hela's helmet.
Yeah.
I didn't
No,
realize.
there was another thing
He said
that
a
he had,
dark elf's dagger.
and isn't
Loki's not an
Loki's
elf.
an elf.
He's
half,
not an elf.
Oh,
he's
he's
half
a- he's a
Asgardian,
frost
half
giant.
frost giant.
Oh.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it's not
He's very elven.
Hela's hair thing. That doesn't give her the power to do the whole.
No.
They changed that.
They
for
just
this.
let it happen.
But
Give 'em
I
a
was
cool
like, okay,
headpiece.
I didn't realize that's how Hela's powers worked. I'm pretty sure she was able to fuck them up without that weird
Nah,
thing on
she
her
needs a
head.
hat.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, I thought the hat thing was like I mean business now for the end of the movie.
It's
you
her
know?
final form.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
yeah.
I was like, I didn't think this was the source of her power. You know?
Little did you know.
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, it was okay.
It's cool.
It's
I,
good.
I am excited for episode 3. I don't know what episode 3 will be, but I'm enjoying the series so far.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's good. I'm not too invested in. I
don't think you can
Yeah,
be,
I don't
you
want
It's
to
if
get to either.
Tony Stark goes to art school.
It pulls a Hitler.
Reverse Hitler.
That's what I saw. Speaking of that, I saw a tweet.
Subjugation, but everyone's life's actually better.
I saw a tweet that was George W. Bush is pulling a reverse Hitler.
Yeah.
It's like, like war criminal now
war
into
crimes,
painting,
yeah.
not painting, then war criminal.
Okay, well, speaking of war crimes, we watched Reminiscence.
Better
That's
transition.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. That's what I'm talking about. So,
Jess, did you get to watch this?
No.
That's fine. You don't waste
now, okay.
Don't waste your time.
don't waste your time.
So I want to
Copy.
be as fair as possible here because I think Reminiscence has some very interesting ideas.
Mm-hmm.
I also think
It's promising. On
I
paper, it's promising.
also think Reminiscence has some amazing cinematography throughout. Like some of those shots, I was like, "Holy shit!"
Like when they're walking on the.
Just the whole
when the
world-
piano
okay,
sank, I thought
So-
that was
It
a
was
very
beautiful.
cool shot.
the world building in Reminiscence is stellar.
Yeah.
I wanted to know more about this war, about the climate change, about the sea levels rising.
Like the seedy underworld
like,
of.
I
Miami.
wanted
I want to
know
play that in a video game.
all
Like,
of that.
Yeah.
The writing and the story is not the story, the storytelling
Yeah.
is
Yes.
fucking abysmal.
Yeah.
Everything,
Atrocious.
the technical aspects of this film far exceed its ability to actually tell a compelling
Until
story.
you get to the third act, it's a slog.
Well, actually, it's funny you say that because I thought that we were doing really good up until Rebecca Ferguson walked in, and I said to Liz on the couch, I was like, "All right, the plot just started. That was it right there."
Right.
And then when it goes to we're gonna do spoilers because I don't think many people watched it because
Or we'll watch
Paw
it.
Patrol,
The movie.
Paw Patrol crushed this
Oh
movie
my God.
at the box
Well,
office.
that's my favorite headline of all this. It
That's
made
my favorite
6
Denny
times more
Villeneuve
money
movie.
than
6
Reminiscence.
times more money.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
A lot of this also is though this was available on streaming and it was pushed heavily more on HBO Max than it was in the theaters.
I didn't even know it was available in theaters, to be honest.
And for me, I liked it as a rainy day Sunday type of this is new, let's check it out. I don't regret watching it. I just feel like there's a lot of missed potential here.
Yeah.
Like, because Hugh Jackman is fucking, like, I don't want to hear anything about it.
No,
Hugh Jackman's fucking good in everything
How
he's
old
in.
is he?
He's great.
He's
He's
50.
he was the best part of the movie.
Yeah.
He was the absolute best part of
Bro,
this. Other than
still
that,
looking
this
fire.
movie just felt like a waste of my time.
Yeah, dude, he's not
Yeah,
ripped, but
I'm
he's
with you,
still in
Dan.
shape. You know what I mean?
No,
He was
good.
cut.
He's got
had
the broad-
cum
He was
gutters.
still
He had
pretty
cum
cut.
gutters.
He's got the Broadway bod though now because he's doing Music Man.
Yeah.
Which I try to get tickets to and they're $500 a pop.
Of course.
So I think I'm gonna do it.
And it's not going to stop me.
Yeah, and I'm
We'll
gonna
just wait until like the later in the run.
limited engagement though. He's
Oh,
in
is
it.
it?
Like, you know, that's the whole point of them doing it. They kicked Beetlejuice out of their theater because Hugh Jackman was like, I'm doing
As
Music
they
Man.
should.
Yeah,
you know?
I'm not to get off on a tangent, but I hate when they just turn everything into a musical. Back to the Future, the musical. The music. Like, fuck it, just write a new musical.
Have you seen Beetlejuice?
God damn it! No, I
Is
haven't.
it good?
It's good.
Yeah?
I do
Yeah.
like it, yeah.
Well,
yeah,
I don't-
the
I don't
quality.
need it.
Sound.
I don't need an Addams
That
Family
beautiful sound.
musical,
It's another show that's not bad either.
but it's not. It's
I saw
not necessary.
Beetlejuice.
Did you? You actually saw it?
Yeah, I saw it like last January. It was kind of like right before everything
What'd you think?
shit. It was really, really good. It was really cool how they how everything translated from like the movie to like its stage production. And like the effects were really good and like the sandworm and shit. Like it was really, and the music was really good too.
Yeah.
So
I've heard like it was like the hottest ticket on Broadway while it was around, and then they announced that Hugh Jackman Music Man was coming to that theater, so they had to vacate. And instead of them
Now they're
going
homeless.
Now Beetlejuice is homeless again.
instead of them, you know, going to a different theater and re-upping, the producers
it's
thought
no
it
longer
best.
Showtime.
Yeah, pretty
It's
much.
no longer
It's
no
not
longer
Showtime.
Showtime.
Yeah.
Okay, but Beetlejuice, weird. Anyway, Reminiscence.
Oh, yeah.
So, a lot of missed potential. I think that Rebecca Ferguson's character was actually the biggest waste of energy in the whole thing. I couldn't stand when she was on screen. I was like, why? Like, why do you like?
But it was basically everybody but Hugh Jackman. Like the.
I thought Watt was good.
Oh
Well,
yeah,
yeah,
Tandy
she was-
Newton was
yeah.
great, but the crooked cop, like I didn't
Yeah,
care.
yeah.
Everything was very like superficial for me. Like they did not. I felt that they like stretched. Like they had a really good thing here, and then they just stretched it. So like
Yeah.
everything was really thin.
I also
Yep,
think
yep.
it was kind of a misstep to. First of all, it's cool when you do the thing that it's like, oh, we're actually in a memory, you know. But when you do that 4 times in a row, I want to fucking shoot somebody. The thing that
Were you surprised the first time it happened?
yeah, I was surprised the first time it happened, but I also thought that should have been where we started. We shouldn't have done 30 minutes of this first.
Him
and then,
building up.
yeah, we didn't.
Like,
Need, it was like the first.
well,
the first.
They set up the
Yeah.
world first, and then they introduced the conflict. Whereas opposed is you should have introduced the conflict by setting up the world.
Yeah.
like,
right.
Which
yeah.
is
it was very
Yeah.
like spoon feeding
Yeah,
you. Like
yeah.
these are memories,
It
and
was
people
all
don't want to live
narrated.
in
The
your
whole entire movie was narrated.
Actually,
which they were doing
Oh,
as
yeah.
like a
His
film noir
yeah.
kind
Yeah.
of like detective
his
thing.
narration actually prompted me to write an article about do we need film narration anymore, and what's the difference between good and bad film narration? Because like a lot of people have a problem with narration because they say it's expository, and it's making up for the lack of storytelling, which I agree in this case. But in other films, narration enhances the
So,
storytelling.
For me, if you're going to do a narration in this, like I want the story to start at the end and you're like retrospectively narrating the kind of thing.
Right.
Which also I feel they could have done a cool thing with the memory of
didn't
that.
They kind of did do that. The movie starts with the same monologue that it ends on.
It starts with the same monologue,
But he
they're
finishes
unrelated.
the monologue though at the end.
yeah.
And I mean, but
Well,
what I'm
that's the
saying
thing,
is,
so they are pretty much because I don't know if we're getting into spoilers yet.
No, that's it. It's no one's gonna care.
But basically, like when he's put into the machine at the end, I think we're watching him living through the events
shit.
of the
See,
movie.
that's what I wanted to happen. I didn't get that they did that.
I thought it was just that's the choices they made. It's just like that's where he spends his time, and Watt chose to like.
That's
reunite.
what it is, and I think. To Nick's point,
But you're
I think
he's saying
I wanted them to do what you're talking about, but I
he's
felt
saying
they
to a
didn't.
broader story
Almost
point, like that
No,
everything we
I
had
know.
been seeing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought it was creative when she knew she was gonna die, that she gave all the information that she wanted to tell him to the cop. I was like, that's interesting. And when she was saying all this stuff and giving all this context and all this reason to all this tomfoolery that she had been a part of, and like, he's still like holding on to hope. And like you can see it in his performance, you know what I mean? Like the way he combs through and like, and then when she fucking takes all the and then kills herself, like I was like, that was a powerful moment.
Yeah.
Like in a really shitty movie, you know what I mean? And
like it's the back third of the movie. That's for me when things started to pick up and I was intrigued.
What did you think, Dan?
I mean, for the most part, I just thought it was a complete waste of time and energy.
This guy
to
likes
even
nothing
make
on the
this
show.
and attempt this. But for the most part, yeah, like that last scene where she takes all the drugs and everything and then, jumps off, that was literally on the shoulders of Hugh Jackman. That just goes to show how amazing Hugh Jackman is, that the whole
That's
scene
true.
was carried on his
When-
shoulders.
when
she
it-
wasn't
when it-
given much.
No,
though.
when it cut back to him crying, I was like, "Oh, that's emotional."
shit.
Yeah, like
Yeah, because there's this theory that a couple of my film friends
Hugh Jackman
have
theory.
where stage actors, we act with our bodies because everything's got to be big for the house,
bombastic,
yeah. But film actors, they have to act with their eyes. You know what I mean? And which says something for Tom Hardy because most of his movies, he's only got 20% of his face to work with. But in this, like every time they got a close up on Hugh Jackman, especially when like he's interrogating the crooked cop at the burn victim, pretty much, and he's like giving him the nightmare, and he's like, "You're gonna live this." I was like, "Oh fuck!" There's the Wolverine rage, like
Yeah, no, he was fantastic in this movie.
He's great. He's great in
And
everything.
I really wish that concept of the movie was great. Hugh Jackman was great. Just the execution was rough on the storytelling.
This
of
is
it.
another one of those.
And the dialogue.
Yes,
And
The
the
dialogue was also incredibly atrocious.
It was-
I mean,
it was
Hugh
so-
Jackman made mountains out of molehills.
It
with
was
that
so
terrible
fucking
script.
pretentious.
heavy-handed cop
But
dialogue.
Here's the
was
thing:
how it
in the
felt.
beginning, it wasn't like that, though. It was
Yeah, it
very
was.
quick and like they had like a rapport and a relationship, and then once you got out of those two characters, like
once
they
you
went
bring
to
in
the
somebody with an English accent, it all goes downhill.
once they brought in the detectives and everything, like I didn't even know that they were private investigators until the second half of the movie.
No,
I was like, I had
they
no
weren't.
fucking-
They were.
They're just
No, I
their
went and read the
contract.
synopsis afterwards. They're private investigators. That's how private
I didn't-
investigators work. They get contracted out.
Oh,
but
well,
in this,
I
in this
just
future,
assumed
they are.
were contracted out as like somebody
You're a
who
specialist who does
operates
this,
like
yeah.
what's it called, the
Yeah, no.
lie
A
detector
stenographer.
test.
Yeah, no, that's what I figured. But no, I read the official synopsis and their PIs.
Okay, well, that makes a bit more sense as to why Hugh Jackman is not
has
just like
all these detective qualities.
he's not just like I'm a business owner who operates a tank, but he's like I'm going to actually sniff out all of this crime.
Like
McGruff the
how do I?
dog.
As soon as they got into the precinct though, and like they started doing like the whole sequence with the the guy who's in the tube, and they're
Lorenzo.
yeah, and it was just like, man, those other two actors are fucking bad. And then who ended up being the actual like killer in this case? I was just like that guy he's lucky to share a scene with Hugh Jackman.
He's in a couple other things. He's a familiar face.
He has to, like, if he's in something of this
I'm gonna pull it up.
profile with
but
Hugh
I
Jackman,
thought he
he's
was
got to be.
atrocious.
Yeah, which is weird because Hugh Jackman used to be the nobody.
It's wild, right?
Yeah, and now he's the guy that
He's
you
the
want.
greatest showman.
Yeah, yeah. Horrible representation of
Also-
P.T. Barnum in that movie. By the
Also,
way.
like, yeah, it was the whole concept of like the red thread of the whole movie of him humming the song and everything with that, and like
That tripped me up. That I was like, I like that.
I liked it, but I felt it was not like they needed to hang more of a lantern on
Yeah.
it. Like yeah.
Sorry. The reason I know him was from the 2002 Arnold Schwarzenegger movie Collateral Damage. He was the main villain in that.
Who?
The guy, the burn victim detective.
Oh,
His name
Cliff
is
Curtis.
Cliff Curtis.
And
yeah.
also, Nick, you're gonna love this. He's gonna be in Avatar 2, actually.
Yep.
So
Again,
huge news.
my brain immediately went to Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Oh, he's in Training Day. I'm trying to see what else I would know him from.
Yeah. The whole thing with the rich trying to relive their most precious memories.
2026.
That was fucking crazy.
Well, it's interesting because like I felt it took a lot from like. Did you see Altered Carbon? Did you watch that on Netflix?
That's the show? My head's in a bubble and I go to a different body, right? That's what it is.
Kind of.
Okay.
Like my head's in a stack and yeah.
Okay. We put it on
get
different
right.
bodies.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But it was like that where it had like the futuristic ultra rich kind of concept of like, you know, you can do whatever you like want in a post-apocalyptic world. It had a little bit of what's that Tom Cruise movie with memories and
Good Will Hunting.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck, what
What's
is it?
Tom Cruise?
I was gonna say
Minority Report.
Minority Report.
I'm
It was
so glad you
Minority
said that.
Report.
100% Minority Report.
It felt like
vibes.
Minority Report in reverse.
Right.
Yeah.
Because it was the exact same thing. It's like we're gonna put you in a memory tank instead of predicting the future. It's like now you're just gonna go back and it's but we're gonna use it to solve crimes. So
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, both. I didn't even put that together. Yeah.
Yeah.
I did like his whole take on people say the past haunts you, but we're kind of like haunting the past. And I was like, oh, that's a cool concept because they're lingering around and watching their past selves.
Right.
and him physically walking into the 3-dimensional thing to
Yeah.
be the ghost while she is a ghost now was like a cool kind of like
Yeah.
concept.
That
with
machine was also cool with the threads.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was a physical thing. I thought it was some type of projection.
Yeah. I thought that
I
was.
thought the same thing. I was just like, oh, it's like the beads that you hang
Yeah.
like on your door, like in college. I didn't realize that.
I don't think I did that. Did you guys?
Danny lived in the back of a VHS shop.
Hey guys,
just came out in a drug rug
Pardon
and
the
was just
bead.
like,
What's going on?
Remember, kids, be kind. Rewind.
Now that OnlyFans is shut down and we're getting a lot of business back here again.
All of a sudden, the back of the store is the most popping part of the store.
Piss fetish.
Aisle 9.
Yeah, so this movie has a lot of things I like in it sprinkled throughout, and I love the whole dystopian world, the grand
Miami's underwater,
shots. It's-
baby.
I
gonna
love it.
happen.
I loved it all. I love the whole it's too hot, so the city
Yeah.
went nocturnal. I love all that shit. That was all cool. Like,
Except
but-
that nothing followed through with that.
yes, I
Yeah,
get
they
that.
were out in the daytime all
For
the
the
time.
rest of the movie, going
I
to
also
court,
like-
chasing people,
Hugh
like
Jackman's walking around in like heavy pants, a trench coat, and boots. And he's like, people go to sleep during the day because it's so hot, but I'm out here in my full winter
and it's
gear.
like you've assumed that everything is hotter now because it's flooded, like
Yeah.
because the ice caps and shit. But
yeah.
it's like you're wearing a classic trench coat, my guy.
I gotta look the part.
Yeah, no, I just like that whole dystopian world that they built. And so there's a film I watched recently, which I'll tell you the name after we're off the air.
Good
Not Good Will Hunting.
It's not Good Will Hunting, and Danny might pick up on this while I'm talking about it.
Oh, I already know what you're about to say.
Okay, good. Where the world building was excellent and the dystopian future and like whatever the fuck they're talking about is the shit that you want to see. That's what's piquing your
Is this a
imagination.
new movie?
It's Boss Baby.
But this, yes, it's Boss Baby. But the central, I'll
yes.
tell you off air. But the central plot is an absolute mess.
I know which one.
Yes.
Yep. I saw it too.
So
Why'd
you know,
say it?
because the guy I know the guy who made it. So
And you
know,
loved it.
So I mean, I'm not gonna
Yeah, no, I
trash
know.
his work, but that's basically what it reminded me of. where,
Gotcha, yeah.
You have this big world and this dystopian future kind of world building where it's like they have all these particular ways of doing things and these technology that we don't understand, but the world is also ending, that type of thing. But there's still government in place, they still have police, they still have city borders. He went to New Orleans on a train that went through the water, which by
Super
the way,
Spirited Away.
yes,
Yeah.
1, Spirited Away, 2, that train would just come off the tracks if the if the rails were through water that high for that long at that speed.
Let it go,
And
man.
I couldn't tell.
Yeah, nitpicking at the wrong
It was
part.
it was a maglev train.
I couldn't tell if they had designed their architecture to be prepared for where the water level was gonna rise, or that it's like one of those things where like they built a seawall, you know, and it took them like 5 years to build a project or something like around like a
That's
bay
what I
or
was
something.
wondering too.
You know
I was
what I mean?
like the buildings that were like technically underwater. Is it like did
Yeah.
you just abandon the like first 5 floors?
I
It's like
fucking,
can you
I fucking,
infrastructurally do
I
that?
fucking loved
Yeah,
the.
how do you not erode at the foundation when
Right,
it's
I
just
was
like,
underwater
you've shifted
for that long?
cement
It's
now.
under 35 feet of water.
I
and
do
the
love-
foundation is totally fine.
I
Yup.
do love the opening shot is definitely one of my favorites in the movie. Same with the piano shot, but the opening shot specifically when you're flying through the city size skyscrapers and you're getting more and more to an inhabitable level where everybody's on boats and there's no electricity, and then everybody's on nicer boats and everybody has electricity and there's docks and stuff, and then you hear the wave crest and it's like on that one
Over
side,
that little,
just
yeah.
that little, and there's like water in the street. I was like, this is really well thought out. Like, you know, it's just too bad that the story did not.
And there's
I
like a
know.
lot of social commentary
Yeah.
too about like the people who bought up all the land. It's like it's going on right now in
Like
the real
people
world.
taking advantage of war.
Yeah.
Oh, the barons.
profiteer.
That's
Yeah.
right.
I actually wonder because what I was thinking of this and like when I think it's just because I've been watching like a lot of like you know the Love, Death and Robots kind of shows. If this was like a 25 or 30-minute shortened thing where it was like we're only going to give you this much and you like that's why I really like a lot of the Love, Death and Robots because you don't get to like get the full deep dive you might want with it.
Right.
I think this might have served to be short.
Yeah.
To leave you wanting more,
To leave
essentially.
you yeah, being
Where it's
like,
like you get a little bit of that world, that dystopian world they're trying to build, but you don't get all of it. So then you know you don't get a chance to really poke holes in it.
I like the one where there was no children anymore.
Yeah.
And Love, Death, that very very similar kind of vibe.
right. Didn't need to be 2 hours.
I mean, like it could have been a movie, a full length
I'm
movie,
glad,
but maybe
but
an
I'm
hour
glad we watched
20.
it though.
Yeah.
I'm glad we watched it because I'm glad to see that Hugh Jackman like even like
His performance alone
he
was
kicks
worthwhile
ass.
watching.
He kicks
that.
ass. And have
He
you guys
looks
seen
good.
him? Have you guys seen him in anything like post Logan? Have you seen like Bad Teacher or Bad Education? Have you seen
So Greatest Showman.
God, what's that other one he
It's a bad
did?
movie, but he was fun.
Bad Education is the one where you guys hear about like the Long Island school scandal a couple years ago where like they were embezzling like tens of thousands of dollars out of the school system, like the
That's
superintendent.
it. That's
and, like,
not
the
a lot
vice
of money.
principal. It went on for years.
Okay.
It's one of those things. But either way, they did like a movie based on that, and he plays the principal, like the superintendent, and it is fucking good. Like it's probably one of Hugh Jackman's better performances. You know, you can just tell he's trying to do different stuff though.
Good-
you know what I
good
mean?
for
Get
him.
away from the superhero game and go back to Broadway too, which is fun as well.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Oh, I see it here. Yeah,
yeah,
came out 2019.
it's good. It's good. I really like that movie.
What about Flushed Away?
flushed away.
He was a rat in that movie.
And he did it well.
Yeah, he did. Not this movie. They should flush this movie down the toilet.
I mean, this is usually
did in
I'm
Miami.
happy to give things a big thumbs down. This, I would say, I don't, you know, if
How's
you
it
got
being reviewed?
if you got nothing to do,
34% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Not
It's
well.
doing better on
It's not
IMDb,
being
I
received
think, right?
well.
Yeah, it's not reviewing well. It's not going to make money. And they knew it too, because as soon as the first trailer came out, everyone was like, what the fuck is this? Because it
feel
also
dads are gonna like this
reminds
movie.
you of Inception too.
And
Oh,
also
it's
like the
Lisa
press
Joy
Yeah.
and
and also
Jonathan
Yeah.
Nolan.
Mi-
and
oh,
also
really?
the prestige. I feel
Yeah,
it's got like
I didn't
a lot
know
it was a
of
lot of
that.
the Westworld.
Yeah, directed by
Yeah.
Lisa Joy, produced by Lisa Joy and Jonathan Nolan.
Yep. Yeah, they had 2 people
Oh.
from Westworld acting in it.
Yep.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, Alexis was like,
Yeah.
"Is that Clem?"
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's
You guys like
interesting.
Westworld?
I loved Westworld.
Yeah, I haven't
Yeah.
watched it yet.
Oh my god,
I
you
fell
gotta
off
watch
after
it.
season 2.
It's
Yeah,
worthwhile finishing.
it's really good. Like, especially season 1 is phenomenal. But then, like, I mean, Burke, I'm not sure what you think, but I feel like 2 and 3 got way too convoluted, and they like were sniffing their own farts a bit too much, and it was so confusing. I couldn't follow.
Yeah,
it.
season 2 definitely got like that. Season 3, I think, because they were like, we need to wrap this up. They were like, we need to finish the fart
We're
sniffing in
splitting
the
hairs
first
at this
half.
point.
And then I feel it ended well. I did like the end of season 3.
Okay. Yeah. Season 3 was pretty good, but yeah, season 2, I was just like, this is making my head hurt, and
It got a little ridiculous.
Yeah.
Redonculatitis is what we call it.
That's what we
So yeah,
call it apparently.
Reminiscence. Not good, but listen,
But
if
not-
it's a rainy
Not bad.
It's not awful,
Not
but
terrible.
I think I don't understand. Like, it's just the pretentious dialogue is fucking
it
crazy.
was a big waste of potential.
I'd
Yeah.
like to see alternate cuts.
I'm glad
would
we
really
watched
like
it,
to see
though.
other
I'm glad
cuts.
we watched it. Danny?
Where's the Snyder cut?
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't do anything with this film, but here's my Zack Snyder
But here's
cut.
my take on it. I watched all the footage.
And let me tell you something. It ain't good either way.
I shot an extra scene with Jared Leto. He asked Hugh Jackman for a reach around.
both in their superhero
And it's
costumes.
10 times better.
You want to hit clip of the week?
Clip
you
of the
can.
week, baby.
Oh yeah, it's the clip of the week. Oh, it's the clip of the week. It's the clip of the week.
Oh, boy.
I love where this is going. Danny,
can
I
I-
realize
can I-
that you
can I
can't see
I
this.
can't see it. However,
can we
I
send
also
him it?
just want to say that I knew the music was playing, but I can't hear it. And so I just see you guys just like dancing like this to just nothing. And I got to say, that was the best part of this show for me.
Now you know what it's like to watch, to be an audience member.
Hopefully they can hear.
All right, Danny, can you at least hear this? Hold on, I'm gonna give you a little sample. Okay, tell me can you hear this? Hold on, come on, you're gonna play for me, right? Can you hear that?
Did
Nah, I can't hear it. I can see it though. I can at least see it, but I can't hear it.
How do you see it?
I'm watching the live.
you watch
feed.
our feed?
Oh, true. It's being broadcast to him as well. All right, cool. We're doing it.
I bet this sounds gnarly.
Bro, why?
It's
did
just
you
two
send-
dogs fighting.
Oh,
This isn't.
Oh my
this isn't
God.
Fight Club,
this
right?
isn't fun. Oh my god.
That's what it is.
Oh God!
The misdirect.
That was great, Nick.
The misdirect.
So good.
I was literally about to lean over to you and be like, "Listen, dude, you and I got to have a conversation about editing because like
there is a line.
this
There's a
like
line.
dogs fighting is not cool." Like,
So
but now I
not
see
getting,
the
like,
purpose of the dogs.
what
fighting.
that dog doing?
And by the way, these dogs aren't actually killing each other. These
No, this is
dogs
just
are,
dogs
these
play
are
fighting.
dogs play
These look
fighting.
like just two dogs
Yeah,
having a
like
civil disagreement.
I've seen
Having a romp.
I've seen two dogs of mine like get into this sort of the domesticated violence, if you will.
I mean, they're fighting, but they're not like I'm going to try and hurt one.
yeah, I used that
It's more
joke
like
the other
assert
day.
dominance. Like,
Exactly.
I
yeah.
used that joke the other day on Liz. I was like, I'm gonna come in here and commit violence domestically, like that.
No.
No, Pat.
Let's go back to the clip and watch it again.
There is nothing domestic about violence. It makes no sense.
You share a bathroom. So we got these two dogs going
It
like
does
fighting,
sound vicious, but like they're
and then someone grabs. I don't know what the
It's
fuck.
like an
a tractor.
auger.
It's like a tractor
this guy
type of
just
thing.
glitches. That's what happens. This guy is in cyberpunk.
That is a straight up glitch.
Yo, how much brain damage does that
This
guy
dude
have?
grabs like an auger
I
from
really-
a tractor, and it's just spinning, and he is flailing about
I re-
like a video
That
game.
Flailing is
That
not the
dude
right
just
word
put
for it.
5
He's
feet in
being
the face.
He's
flailed.
ragdoll.
Yeah.
I really want to see a version of this video where people put hit markers on every time his head hits the fucking dirt. Like yeah, exactly. Like,
He's going quick.
Yeah.
Also, the fact that they stop and he lands on his feet.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
but he's
but-
dizzy.
yeah, but
That's a lot of blood to the
ain't
head.
gonna
He
doesn't know where he
he's not gonna
is.
stand. He's not gonna be able to stand.
There's no blood in his legs to
Yeah.
stand.
And he
It's
probably
like he
has a-
went on nitro like
he
3
at the
times in a
very
row.
least has a concussion.
He got concussed.
Conclusion.
He got a confusion.
Conclusion.
I think
Your,
that's- I think
your
that's-
Jamaican's getting better.
Oh,
Yeah.
thanks.
I think
I've been working. I see.
I think that's his legs, not his
See,
head
that's,
hitting.
that's why we get the big bucks.
Yeah.
Oh man, nah, dude, he landed on his head plenty of times. Look at this fucking guy.
Nah, I think that's his legs.
Yeah, it's
yeah, this right here.
unfortunately
No,
it's
but-
his legs slapping the ground. I was really hoping it was his head.
I
Because
really
if
wanna-
you're holding on, your center of gravity's up here.
that dude's
Like,
making the letter L.
This episode is brought to you by the letter L.
Oh shit, that's good. Oh,
Yeah,
man.
watch as he comes out of it.
So like,
Hold on, wait. I want to watch him grab
so
it
that
again.
guy
yeah.
grabs it, but this guy gets his shirt caught up in it.
Yeah.
Oh,
and
is
it
that what
just
happens?
Takes him on a ride.
I love the slow mo.
And I hate
Good
how-
on this guy for realizing I got to turn around.
Yeah, I mean, like, you know,
He should have been filming the whole thing.
Feet.
it's not his head.
No,
Maybe his arm a little bit, but
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
dude, he does some spins in this section alone.
that's quick. Do you know like
No hands too.
Dum.
if you watch somebody do a front flip, they do it slower than what he's turning right now. So you know he's fucking going quick.
Yeah, the human body was never meant to turn that fast. Like that.
Have you ever watched the Olympics?
Well, I mean, fair enough. But you know that they train.
They
Does this
train
man
to go
look
that
like he's in the
fast.
Olympics?
This guy did
Can
not
I-
train.
can
to
I-
go
He's
this
ready
fast.
now.
Can I clarify my statement? A normal human is not supposed to go from
That's
0
like
to
that's
60
like astronaut
turns.
training.
Yeah,
Oh,
he's
yeah, you're
taking
right.
10 G's right now. He's gonna be fine.
Now he's gonna hang out with Jeff Bezos.
I'm going to space, mama.
He's a southern boy.
he just looks
Something
at his
something
phone.
happened to him when he got stuck in the tractor.
He just looks at his phone. And he has a text from Jeff Bezos.
It's
Yo, we need you
time.
in space, ma'am.
Jess,
Come
thoughts?
through.
Come
No,
through
I don't
space.
have any thoughts. None
you-
whatsoever.
What'd you
On
think about
this?
the dogs?
They were scary. I don't like
Aw.
it when dogs fight.
No, I
I
don't
worked
think
at
anyone does.
like a dog daycare place for a while. And I saw two
Dads
dads.
fight.
Two dads going at it.
Yeah, it's going at it.
Nice.
I saw two dogs get in a fight, and it was really, really bad because one of them was a lot bigger than the other one, so it had it in its mouth and was shaking it around.
Oh, that's
It
bad.
was-
Yeah.
And I
That's trying to
needed
kill
to
it.
like go outside and breathe for a little bit. 'cause
Yeah.
it was
Fun
very
fact:
intense.
if you have two dogs of the same size fighting, you're supposed to pick them up by their hind legs, put them in like a wheelbarrow position, and then the dogs get all confused as what's happening, and they
Yeah.
stop fighting.
I'll believe that when I see it. I
Tip
don't
for,
want to
tip
get
for all
bit.
us dogs.
had-
No, that's why you go for the hind legs.
They can reach around.
They're not gonna turn around
Nah,
if they're
dude, they
fighting.
ain't gonna. They're,
You don't grab them by the scruff.
No,
no,
that's not a cat.
That's not a cat.
That's a cat.
That's a cat.
Can't do
Cats have that because when they're little,
The mom carries.
picks like Nico.
Dogs do that to puppies.
No,
They-
they don't.
well, they
put them in
no.
their
They
mouth.
put 'em in their
They put
mouth.
them in their mouth.
true.
instead of like scruff.
Yeah, like so Nico doesn't have that scruff because his mother abandoned him. So nobody ever picked him up like that. So he actually doesn't have that loose skin. So picking up Nico can be a pain in the ass. Whereas like Shadow, that motherfucker must have been carried for miles by his scruff because
just pick him
I
up.
can
You
fucking
pick him up, he's still on the ground.
He got a squirrel suit.
I could fucking throw I can throw up a mast on him and sail him across
There
the
you go.
river if I wanted to. So, you know, where we
Spay and neuter your
yeah,
pets.
spay
Yeah.
new your pets and listen, don't teach them to be aggressive, all right? Because
Yeah, that's
They're-
how pets get aggressive. You teach them.
Well,
that.
there are no bad animals. There are bad owners and
They're just
trainers.
bad questions
Exactly.
and bad opinions.
Is that you?
that was Joanne right. That was 100%
yeah,
Joanne right.
yeah. 100%.
There's no doubt in my
Yeah.
mind that
I know
was
that
Joanne
voice
right.
anywhere.
Oh yeah.
But yeah.
Going
What
on.
were we talking about? Dog fights, right? Yeah. Oh, yeah, and then the other
Michael
one is,
Vick.
I saw this one dog fight in Pennsylvania one time. This pit bull
Did you pay for
jumped
it?
into the window of a vehicle that a lab was in, and they started fighting in the back seat of this lady's car. So she gets out and she opens up the door, and then they tumble onto the street, and like they're, rah, rah, rah. You know how dog fights are. That shit is, yeah, it's one of those things. Like, oh fuck it, I'm not, yeah. Yeah, and then they broke it up, and the one dog was limping. So you know, it sucks.
That was a good story.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Pennsylvania.
Tell
for
it again, right? Yeah, it's Pennsylvania.
Great way to end the
You're
show.
right. What's it called? Did I pay for it? Yeah, I didn't. This was free because it's Pennsylvania.
you didn't
Whereas
have to.
If you went to Newark, you'd have to pay for a dog fight.
Newark.
Well, how do you say it,
Newark.
Danny? How do you say
We're,
it?
we're from Central Jersey, so
Okay.
Newark.
First of all, no, you're not. This is Central Jersey.
No.
You guys
sweetie.
are from South
you
Jersey.
get to us.
No.
you're North
South
Jersey.
Jersey. We'll go over this later.
I'm not North Jersey.
Monmouth County is not South Jersey.
It's What is
Central.
it?
Monmouth County is like the definitive.
It's like
Central
directly
Jersey.
in
It
the
is like-
center.
If you literally were to bisect New Jersey, it would be Monmouth County.
All right, fair enough. I'm not a cartographer, so I don't know.
Neither am I, but he's going
It's
for
like,
it.
like you know how there's the New Jersey looks like an old man.
I've never heard
Yeah,
that
you
taken.
never-
in my-
What?
You never saw.
What?
Pull it up.
Okay.
Pull up New
All right.
Jersey.
Hold on. Old man, New Jersey.
Old man.
I'm looking.
I'm surprised you guys have never-
Urban legends.
If you go from like Minnesota,
You've heard
all
of
the way
the
down
New Jersey old man.
I found him.
He's got.
I found him, everyone.
Pull it up.
I'm
on
going. I found
That
him.
was better than
everyone.
I've ever seen.
There's the old man. There he is.
I never realized that.
Look, there's Mammoth right there.
No,
Lord.
Mammoth is up there. Sandy, look. Okay, look.
Oh,
the
okay.
Atlantic Highlands
Okay.
are
That
right
this
there.
shape that's misshapen, isn't it? Pull up the
This is an old man with scoliosis.
Yeah.
What are you
this is
talking about?
brutal.
Okay, clearly I have New Jersey right
pull
here.
that
Look,
pull that one
how
up
about
where it
this
shows
one?
the counties. Penis.
All the way at the bottom.
Penis.
Okay.
Okay, look where Monmouth
Alright.
County is. You see how it's in the dead center of New Jersey?
Oh, right here.
And where are we right now? Oh, this is not the right
This
map.
is not
This is
it.
not a good.
Oh, we should
That
not
is
be on
not
that.
a
Oh,
good
That's not.
I know that map.
That's not a good map.
All right.
We're right here.
We're on the northern end of that.
Yeah. We are not right. Yeah.
We're like
there
right
you are.
here.
All right, so yeah, I would say maybe like the extremes of
top end
central,
of Central,
if
I'd
you
say,
if you
yeah.
want to count it as central.
It's central.
I'm talking if right kind of where ocean cuts there, you see where it like starts to get thin on the
by
bottom.
Burlington and Camden.
Yeah, like all of that is South
I would
Jersey.
say from here down.
Do your parents live in
most
in
of
South
most of
Jersey?
ocean is, but I don't. There are some parts of ocean that I would consider. South
I consider
Jersey.
that the border.
I would say
It
around there
starts
is
getting
kinda like
South
the border,
Jersey when
yeah.
it starts to get a little
Because
red,
the other
you know what I
thing-
mean?
Yeah. when you're about, I'm gonna say when you're like under 95 on the Parkway, like
But
exits around
I would
there.
also say
Yeah,
that like
I would say yeah.
like 90 or below.
but
90
I
or
would
below.
also say that like Mercer County, like southern Mercer County and like
That's West Jersey.
Burlington,
That's different.
That's yeah.
Like even though it's in central,
like
West
near
Jersey is.
Philly.
Yeah.
Basically Pennsylvania.
It's basically I don't count that. Central Jersey virtually is to me is like a bit of ocean,
Okay.
Monmouth County, and then some of Middlesex.
So like for
like Mercer
instance,
literally is.
for instance, my job's office was in Mercer County, and that's 50 minutes south of here. Like, so that you wouldn't count that as South Jersey.
No.
No.
Mercer County,
I would
County,
say
while technically
I
is
count
Central
West
Jersey,
Jersey,
so here's
like,
the thing:
up
it does
here.
not have Central Jersey energy.
It's got East Pennsylvania energy.
I guess. I don't know.
I'll go into this deep, but
But can we bring up the other old man, because that picture was way more
That
fun.
was great.
There
I've
you
never
go.
seen that one
never
before.
seen this in my life, and it's horrific. And like his turkey gizzard is just like
Oh yeah, and also I love the fact that
has
he's
a
in a
clit
guinea
on
tea.
his neck.
It's,
Oh,
it
no.
just
He has a
I like that you call it a guinea tea.
it is a
Oh,
guinea tea.
100%.
What else do
You
you
know,
call
it's
it?
so funny. Yesterday I
Tank
was
top?
literally
A
I was
wife
shopping
beater?
for
It's
a
a
new
wife
guinea
beater
Wife
or a
beater,
guinea
yeah.
tea. What's up,
I was
Dan?
literally shopping for him, and I couldn't think of what else to call it outside of a guinea tea.
Wife
And then I
beater.
saw on the package it says tanks. I was like, I guess, but no, it's a guinea tea.
Also, like how he's getting like Thanos snapped on his right arm, like it's slowly like degrading away. Also, it looks like it's a Time magazine cover. Like somebody did this very well.
Whose grandfather?
Time man.
Oh, I didn't even notice. He's a vet.
New Jersey.
He's a vet.
He's a 3-star general. He's not just any
Look at the
vet.
fucking eyes. And why is his such an aggressive underbite?
That's what happens when you lose your teeth. You get an underbite.
Oh, and this fucking skin tag right here.
Oof.
He's Polish.
Hey, do you guys know tomorrow I'm going to get a mole cut off my back?
No.
Yeah.
But thanks for telling
Yeah,
us.
I ripped it off, so it's like hanging
my
off.
God.
Yeah, and they're just gonna go cut it off tomorrow.
Fucking hell,
Yeah,
man.
3 p.m.
I'm disconnecting after that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say time to wrap it up.
All right,
Yeah.
we'll see you next week. Bye bye.